Now we're recording, so please keep the background noise to a minimum.
You better mute.
Bitch, I'm a part of this show.
She told you to mute. Man, get his ass.
Don't encourage it.
Hey, no. She told you to go fuck yourself, bud. That was funny.
That is new.
All right, I can hear me now. So now, without further ado, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome back to the show. We are back after our 1-week hiatus. Much like the US federal government, we at the WarWolf Podcast do not believe in the concept of paternity leave, so Mike is shit out of luck.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the younger warhound is here. She is doing well, and she will drink your blood, so be very, very fucking careful. And she's fucking adorable too. That was a good one, Dale. I wasn't expecting that one. I like that.
Thank you.
So, yes, and honestly speaking, taking that height, it was like, dude, I was in no shape to fucking record last week. I was in no shape. And hell, we're even recording. We managed to record on the day that we actually plan on recording.
Yes.
Like this is a unicorn. Like, we're actually recording on the day we plan to record every week. So it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Justin, go ahead. Ask your question that you asked me earlier before Dale was here.
Oy. Oh yeah, what do you think about all the bullshit that's been happening over the last few days in New York City, Chicago, and Portland, and Los Angeles?
The geriatric Caucasian protesters?
Oh, there's definitely a lot of those. I don't give a single solitary fuck about it. Because here's the reason. And this is why I wanted to wait to give my answer to you until Dale was here, because I wanted this to be part of the recording. The problem that we have is that people are freaking out about this. And it's like, I refuse to freak out about it because I want them doing the shit that they're doing. I want them abreacting. You look at the situation with the East Wing, for example. The East Wing officially is finished They just finished demolishing. Literally 24 hours, they fully demolished the East Wing. And it's great to watch the abreaction. Because now they're losing their shit so spectacular that they're calling it full-blown treason. That he doesn't. This is our house, not his house. He doesn't get to do whatever the fuck he wants to it. Blah 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 blah. It's the same kind of abreaction that they're having in New York, Chicago, Portland, etc., etc., etc. It's the same shit. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I don't give a fuck, I want them doing this, is because, frankly speaking, they're just loading more cartridges in the magazine. Like at this point in time, we're basically at a full battle loadout. for the amount of ammunition that we've got against these motherfuckers. Like and it's not like an M4 battle loadout. No, this is an M249 battle loadout. We got fucking 5 fucking boxes of 200 rounds. We got a fucking assistant gunner carrying another 4, and we're just ready to fucking let rip on these motherfuckers. And if you guys know what a 249 sounds like when it's firing, oh, it's beautiful. But the fact of the matter is that it's like, okay, keep reacting like this. Keep fucking going. Because when we finally make the move against you, not a single moderate's going to fucking flinch. Not a single moderate is going to be like, oh, I think that might be a little unjustified. No, they're going to be like, no, fucking haul their asses off to fucking Guantanamo. Fucking build a fucking work camp up in Alaska to start working on the railroad from fucking Alaska to Alberta. Fucking put their asses to work. Fucking make them fucking dig ditches. People, the reaction that people are going to have towards these guys is totally fucking different than what they're expecting. Just that's as simple as it is. And what you end up having is the more that these law enforcement agencies in these cities continuously do their thing, because here's the thing, is that they're not protecting these people. Don't get that twisted. They're not protecting them. They're protecting themselves. Because at the end of the day, the feds, they come and go. The local police, they have to live there. And if they start doing shit that is considered against the protesters are going to start targeting them directly. And that's why the cops are not doing anything. Now, the exception being New York, and that's because all the cops live outside the city. So all the cops live outside the city. They can go in and bust heads, no problem whatsoever. And at the end of the night, they go home, and they don't have to deal with the bullshit.
Right.
So that's what you end up getting with this. Is at the end of the day, the local cops, they're not going to do shit. There's a reason why Illinois state troopers, for example, came in and started assisting the feds, because the state troopers, they don't live in the city. They live outside the city. So they were more than willing to go in and bust heads. No problem. It's a totally different dynamic. So at the end of the day, like, just remember not to get that twisted, to understand that concept. Does it mean that the cops themselves are spineless fucking cowards? Abso-fucking-lutely. But at the end of the day, I don't expect them to, show bravery and conduct above and beyond. At the end of the day, they ain't earning Bronze Stars today. Let's just say that. And they're definitely not earning any Bronze Stars with V-Device. Now, then, furthermore, the more these people fuck up, the more they decide to try to push things, and the more they get arrested, and the more that the moderates celebrate it, which, by the way, hi, I'm a moderate, I'm celebrating this shit. The more that we start celebrating this, the more energy it puts behind the government to actually clamp down on these motherfuckers. So, one, I'll give you 3 things that you need to do. One, every time you see a post from one of these little shitbags being like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this, be like, yep, I voted for this shit. Do that. Fucking just show the monicum of support that the government needs, and all of a sudden the government's just gonna fucking run with it. 2, don't let the fucking naysayers and the doomsayers fucking get into your head. There are going to be plenty of motherfuckers on our side, quote unquote, on our side, that are going to be doomsaying this shit. The libertarians. Oh my God, this is against the non-aggression principle. Fuck you and your non-aggression principle. Fuck you. When a dude's trying to fucking kill you at some point in time down the line, I don't want to hear you bitching. I fully expect you to look at the guy, be like, thank you, may I dig my own grave. I expect you to do that, bitch. And then 3, laugh as hard as you fucking can at the idiots. Just laugh. Just make fun of them, mock them, and fucking carry on. Because at the end of the day, these people are fucking irrelevant. And there's one key reason why. We'll get into that with the next point. Anyways, I'll just finish up there.
All right, and just two things I wanted to say. One, as a caveat to your second point, I personally did not vote for it, but I would if I could.
Okay, well, yes, you're Canadian. Fuck off.
And second thing
He's
I
not
wanted to
just a
say.
regular Canadian.
Yes.
He's not just a regular Canadian. He's a French Canadian.
Yes. The only good Canada.
Yes.
And the second point.
Fuck right off with that bullshit. Yeah, I'm sorry. You come second to the Cowboys. You come second to the Cowboys, Dale. I am sorry. You ain't wearing the boots. You ain't wearing the hat.
The Cowboys are all going to be Indians in a few years. That's the thing. Quebec, in its hatred of every... Sorry?
The Cowboys are getting ready to jump ship, and the Indians are going to get told to fuck off.
Hopefully they do. Because Quebec
He
is
said
currently
India,
the only...
I think.
Yeah, not
But
Indians.
he said Indians.
The red dot Indians, not the peace pipe Indians.
Oh, well, okay. No, the Indians and... No, the red dots are just going to become the easy target. But anyways, I digress on that.
Yes, but and the second point I wanted to make was just back to the whole East Wing situation. I have been a American political junkie for at least the past 15 years now, give or take. This is the first time I have ever heard the words East Wing mentioned in my entire life. No one gives a shit about the East Wing. No one does. So
the only people who give a fuck about the East Wing are the press.
Yes. And from my understanding, it's basically just a bunch of offices at this point. There's nothing there worth preserving.
So just to explain the East Wing, yes. So the East Wing is where it's a bunch of offices plus the press room, and then there was a small state room that was used for like diplomatic shit and whatnot. But that's the whole point, is that it's wasted space, because at the end of the day, if you actually look at the occupancy rate of the White House currently, it's around 70%. They were barely using the East Wing. And so replacing the East Wing with a state ballroom that can host diplomatic events, that's a much better use of space. Much better use of space.
I actually had no idea that the press room was in the East Wing, so I'm going to have to change my opinion on that a bit. It went from complete indifference to good.
Yes.
I second that sentiment. But I also do have something else that we need that kind of needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Now, we did say that all these protesters and shit are basically irrelevant. But what about the Durkas that are in Dearborn and Minnesota and other places trying to take over?
They're irrelevant. They'll be flushed out eventually.
Yes. Also,
just give it time.
They're currently also a very localized type of problem.
Yeah, they're a localized problem. Like eventually at some point in time, once we handle the migrant problem, because the migrants are a national problem. They're not localized. They're a national issue. Whereas the Somalis out in fucking Minnesota and the fucking Arabs in fucking Dearborn, they're localized. Yes. And eventually the National Guard will go in and start fucking dressing people down and being like, oh, hey, look at this. You're on a terror watch list. Oh, hey, look at this. You're associated with Boko Haram, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Similarly, the no Metamucil protesters are also more national.
Yes. But
the no Metamucil.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's the point, is that, eventually they'll get flushed out and purged as well. Don't worry about that. I'm not concerned about it, because as soon as shit fucking actually gets underway, which it's looking like that's probably what's going to happen within the next month or two, I think so here's the fun part. I think I figured out the strategy. They wanted to start the fire right before the winter, and then when the winter comes, well, makes arresting people real fucking easy.
Yep.
Because everybody's huddled indoors, everybody's fucking cooped up in their houses. It makes fucking catching people way fucking easier. And I can say
that's one thing I've noticed about these little tit turds is they do not like to get out and protest when weather turns foul.
Well, and I'm going to say this because I know this from experience as a bail bondsman. During the winter, our catch rate goes up exponentially. Our catch rate was almost 100% throughout the winter. So,
is that because they stay in their houses more?
Because we're able to track them down easier. Because it's like, okay, they're going to be at one of these addresses. We just got to figure out which address they frequent the most, and then we just wait for their asses. They show up, they go inside, they get settled. We fucking hit the door an hour later.
Fair enough.
That's also part of the strategy. Is you do a stakeout, and you don't hit the door as soon as they walk in. That's a mistake that most people in the bail bonds industry make, and it's a stupid one. Let people take their shoes off,
right?
Because all of a sudden the idea of running out in the snow with their shoes off is not a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. For any bail bondsman listening, I'll give you a few. You'll get a few hints from this podcast. Just saying.
And also for any potential bail bondsman evading criminals, good points to listen to too.
Oh yeah, sure. But here's the problem: is that humans are creatures of habit.
True.
They're creatures of habit. It's very easy to keep like, you have to make a concerted effort. You have to. Anyways, getting back on track. Any other questions? Oh shit! Snake, fucking stop it! Fuck.
It's fine. Dale can bleep it out in post.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Again, you guys can use my name, no problem. Hi, my name's Mike. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, there's also something that I have been wondering is how in the hell are we going to be able to justify going after those fuckheads in Dearbornistan and Minnesota? I mean, we saw, what was it, over the last couple of days? What's his name? Matt Walsh has been feuding with a rather vocal Muslim man.
Are you talking about Mehdi Hassan?
Yeah, that dickhead.
Deport him back to Britain. Simple.
And another thing, too, that I've noticed about these Muslims
listen.
always that one phenotype that's doing all this bullshit.
But listen, here's the thing: is first and foremost, these motherfuckers, they're on borrowed time. The fact of the matter is that there's a shit ton of crime that's associated with them in a localized fashion. There's a shit ton of there's a shit ton of harboring of terrorists that happen. The reason why I bring up the example of, hey buddy, you're on a terror watch list. There was a raid that occurred in Dearborn 2-3 years ago or something like that, and they caught a former ISIS commander. This guy full on commanded an ISIS warband, and he was a cousin of somebody that lived in Dearborn. He fled to the U.S. to hide under our noses. We caught wind of him on accident because somebody, at least if I remember the whole case correctly, one of the guys who served in Iraq during the whole campaign against ISIS, he recognized the guy from a picture from back in their operational days. He recognized the guy and was like, "Holy shit, is that who I think it is?" And so he phoned up his commander, and was like, "Hey, I think I just saw so and so. You might want to alert the feds." And then they proceeded with an investigation. They found out, yeah, it was in fact the same guy, and they fucking rolled him up 2 or 3 weeks later. And so now he's down in Gitmo.
That's good to know. That's very good to know.
But that's
also,
the thing.
What did you say that dickhead's name was? Not Mamdani, Mahdi?
Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah, Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah, and no, he's a fucking pretentious fucking prick that, honestly speaking, it's like, I want to turn you over to ISIS. That's actually what I said to him earlier on one of his posts he made. I was like, I want to give you over to ISIS for a video.
Also, not so fun fact. No, I don't know how true it is, but I actually heard that one of the reasons why Mehdi came over here was because Al Jazeera sent him here.
It's possible.
I wouldn't be surprised. But so that, again, I'm not concerned about them, and especially the Somalis in Minnesota, because Somalia is getting rolled up by jihadists right now, and it's going to be the perfect opportunity to get rid of those people. Because we can be like, oh, hey, you lied on this, you lied on this, you lied on this, you lied on this. And we're just going to start wholesale deporting people. And we could deport them to one of the autonomous zones of Somalia because, we can't deport you to Somalia, but we can deport you to here, to Somaliland, for example. You'll be safe there.
It's going to be real fucking funny watching Ilhan Omar get her deportation orders.
I've heard rumors that they're about to indict her. I've heard rumors.
Hopefully. Send her and her fake husband brother back.
Husband brother.
Yes.
Brother, is it husband brother or brother husband?
Brother husband sounds better, actually.
It's real funny. It's real funny. Like they all talk this shit about inbreds here in the U.S. and it's like,
Remember what I said about why it's always that one fucking Muslim phenotype that's causing all the bullshit?
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, no, actually, that's a great tool to use against them, by the way. Like, if you don't know that, like, and I'm saying this to fucking everybody. If you got Islamists that's talking their shit, just share the map of the inbreeding rates across the world, and like, yeah. They don't really have an argument against it.
Yeah. Doubly so if this is a Pakistani Islamist.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly speaking, I see a Pakistani flag in a handle or something like that, and I'm just like, how inbred are you? Yeah. That's the only question I asked them, and they shut up real fucking quick.
Do you or any members of your immediate family suffer from hemophilia?
But yeah, so what you end up, again, I'm not concerned about them. I'm not concerned about these fucking protests. The No Kings protests fell flatter than a fucking pancake because here's the fun part. They're like, 7 million came out. It's like, cool, 77 million fucking voted for the guy, bitch.
Yep.
Like, you got a 10th. Oh, wait, not even a 10th, an 11th. An 11th of what we have. Good job. Like, I don't care. Like, these people, they are so beyond fucking redemption. It's unfucking real. And the reason is because we need to deport them back to Europe. It's like, okay, cool. Hey, guess what, guys? We're going to load you up. We're going to load you up on boats. We're going to send you back over to Europe. You can have all the trains and all the walkable cities you want.
Yep.
By the way, just warning you, the euro is basically worthless. Just warning.
Basically.
So, any more, Stoner? I love talking shit about stupid people. Like, it's one of my favorite pastimes.
Hold on, I'm asking Mehdi how inbred is he?
Good question.
I wasn't expecting him to fucking jump on the opportunity that quick.
Hey, the opportunity presented itself, so I said, "Fuck it." What's he gonna do? Block me? Hell, that'd be one of my more
Well,
prized
actually,
scouts.
okay, so I'll carry on with another thing that that you showed me earlier. So Stoner shows me a post from Pacific Northwest Gorilla, PNW Gorilla on Twitter, which honestly I fucking despise the guy. I've had some interactions with him in the past, pseudo privately, and he's a shitbag that nobody within my community fucking likes him. By the way, like he is considered a radical within our community. We actually banned him from Militant Library. Funny enough. Because because he's just a dick. He's just a dickhead that nobody actually really likes. Which is really funny. Which is really funny because.
If we'd have known that, I wouldn't have even shared it. Apologies.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. Like it's just to give you some context. Like I know who this guy is. I have interacted with him previously. And nobody within my circle or within my sphere or orbit, none of us like him. Because at the end of the day, he's just racist to be racist. Like he's just I'm not even saying that as a no, he literally is racist just for the fun of it. Like it's not even, it's just like, okay, dude, like if you had some actual prejudice, like, I could understand, but you just talk your shit to talk shit. Like there's not even a good reason behind it. Like, come on. It's just like whatever, dude. And also he's a fucking absolute soy boy when it comes to being challenged on shit. Like you guys know the soy jack meme?
Yes.
He exemplifies the soy jack meme when he gets challenged on shit. It is hilarious.
Is that the billions must die meme, or am I thinking of something else?
Yeah, that's soy jack. But anyways, getting back to the point, PNW Gorilla brings up a good point that there are motherfuckers in the military that will side with these people, and absolutely there will be. The military is made up of Americans. Americans come from different backgrounds and different fucking opinions and different fucking perspectives on shit. So of course these people fucking exist. But here's the key thing: these people they self-regulate. They're not friends with people unless they're people of their same background and perspective and opinions. They self-regulate. So it's really easy to pick them the fuck out. Like it's real fucking easy. Like the ones that don't self-regulate aren't true believers. The true believers self-regulate. So, honestly speaking, I'm not even fucking concerned about it, especially from the perspective of they don't have the resources nor the fucking knowledge to truly fucking make a fighting force operational. Yeah, they can do some damage on a localized level, but that damage is easy to bounce back from because after they get got with fucking, the National Guard, it's like, oh well, oops, you decided to play the fuck around, find out game. So I'm not really concerned about them. The only time I'm concerned about them is when it comes to the West Coast, what I refer to as the Pacific Barrier. The Pacific Barrier is a particular problem, especially because right now we're working towards getting Greater Idaho to be a thing. Because basically at this point in time, there's going to be a change up of state borders. In my opinion, it is my opinion, but my opinion does hold water in this case because this is the way the wind's blowing. There are going to be changes in state borders, and Idaho is going to gain a shit ton of territory off of Washington, all three, Washington, Oregon, and California eventually, because those states are going to try to rebel, and then you're going to have a similar situation that happened between Virginia and West Virginia. There is a precedent for this shit. There is, in fact, a precedent that's been set previously. So it's like, okay, go ahead and rebel. You're going to lose shit tons of territory, Portland will become basically the only part of Oregon that remains Oregon, and it'll get folded into Washington. Because you'll have a chunk of Washington that's left. You'll have a small bit of Oregon that's left. The rest of that's going to go to Idaho, which then at that point in time, Idaho's tax base fucking increases like crazy, and they gain access to the Pacific Ocean directly. And then carry on into California. There's going to be a good chunk of Northern California that says, nah, fuck that. We're not staying here. Fuck you.
So, quick question.
Isn't Northern California basically going to split off and form the state of Jefferson? And also in regards to the Pacific Northwest, isn't there like a Cascadian independence movement or something like that going on up here?
The Cascadian independence movement is a communist movement. Yeah, it's a communist movement. But that's the thing is the free state of Jefferson, it can't self-sustain. It's just not possible. That's why they've already petitioned to be a part of the Greater Idaho Project. They've already petitioned for it.
And that would also explain why Gavin Newsom is trying to gerrymander that part of the state into the Democrat Party.
Yep.
So, quick question. For those who might not be as aware of the minutiae of American history, so what exactly happened with West Virginia? That got West Virginia.
Previously you had the Commonwealth of Virginia, which was the amalgamation of the state of Virginia and the state of West Virginia. This is referred to as the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now, Virginia still maintains the name, the Commonwealth of Virginia. However, it lost a chunk of territory after the beginning of the U.S. Civil War and the U.S. establishing firm control over what is referred to as Harper's Ferry. For those who don't know, Harper's Ferry is the location of the Springfield Arsenal. The Springfield Arsenal was responsible for the production of what are referred to as 1855 Springfields. There's a particular version of the 1855 that's referred to as the 1855 Harper's Ferry, which was specifically produced in the Harper's Ferry Arsenal. The 1855 Springfield was produced in, or 1855 pattern Springfield, I should say, was produced in large numbers by other companies, but the 1855 has its genesis at the Springfield Armory in Harper's Ferry. So the Springfield Arsenal there, this is the same arsenal that John Brown attempted to seize and loot during his raid prior, I believe this was back in 1853, 54, somewhere in that region.
It was before the Civil War broke out because Colonel Robert E. Lee was still in the Union Army, and Colonel Lee was the one who helped bring John Brown to justice.
Well, I will also point out what unit or what formation.
I think you cut out a bit there.
Sorry about that. I got a spam call that came in. What formation did Robert E. Lee lead against John Brown? Do you know?
Can't say that I do.
U.S. Marines, baby. Which is also what set the precedent for utilizing the Marines to put down insurrections. So what you end up having is Harper's Ferry was strategically and economically very important for the war because, again, you had the arsenal, you had the location of Harper's Ferry is critical to logistics, et cetera, et cetera. So West Virginia became a focal point of the campaign. You had the Shenandoah campaign, you had the several major battles, or well, not major, but major skirmishes, I guess you could say, major skirmishes that occurred within the general area of West Virginia. And eventually West Virginia would petition to rejoin the Union because the region in general was very anti-secession. So this is what ends up leading to the creation of the state of West Virginia. because they're like, nope, we don't want to be a part of this. Can you please stop fighting on our front lawns? So, and that's kind of what, and I say kind of, it is what we're looking at in terms of what's going on with Idaho and the West Coast, is that eventually these areas, once the violence heats up to a certain point, these areas are just going to petition Idaho and tell Idaho and the U.S. government, we're joining Idaho, redraw the fucking map. We're not part of these other states anymore. And then at that point, there's nothing that the other states can say. Because it's like, no, you initiated an insurrection, and these people decided, no, they don't want anything to do with that, and so they joined a state that was not partaking in insurrection. So.
Well, that would kind of track, because it seems like that right now, about the only thing that these blue states are trying to do is create another succession crisis.
Yeah. So just if you could elaborate a bit more. My understanding is that in order for state borders to change, you need both the states have to agree to it, and then the federal government needs to also agree to it. So, I mean, are there certain,
that's the precedent that West Virginia made. West Virginia created the precedent where during an insurrection, which that's what the U.S. Civil War was, during an insurrection, if a place does not want to be a part of that, they can split off and they become their own thing.
Oh, so they can ignore those conditions during certain.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Right. They can be like, yo, U.S. government, get your asses in here. We do not want to be a part of this shit. Get these people out of here. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, the consent of the insurrectionists is not needed when it comes down to the brass tacks. And mind you, again, it's really funny because the pattern continues. Because you have the insurrectionists of 1861 who were supported by the French and the British. And then you have the insurrectionists of 2025 who are supported by the French and the British. It's like, weird. Weird.
Yeah.
So,
I'm curious, what changed between, because if my understanding is correct, in the original, the War of Independence, the French actually assisted the Americans. So why did they then change and now side with the Brits over in the Civil War?
Okay, so great question. Glad you asked. What happened in the intervening years from the War of Independence to the current day?
The French Civil War.
Well, let's see here.
There's a president here.
The French Revolution.
Yeah.
And as we've established in previous conversations, the Jacobin clubs, which the term club is very important. What is the French word for a secret group of people, or a closed group of people, a private group of people? What's the term that the French use? Society.
Oh yes, right.
Sociale.
Société.
Yeah, société. Yeah, that's the French. Social is Spanish. 6 1/2 does the other. Let's be frank. But point is, where does club come from?
I'm not actually sure. Where does club come from?
So,
Isn't club the big thing that you use to whack somebody upside the head?
Yeah. No, the word club to describe a private group of individuals, it's an English root. So the Jacobin clubs were established and supported by the British, and they overthrew the Bourbon dynasty, which then led to the creation of the French Republic, which the French Republic is diametrically opposed to the United States. And notice how, previously speaking, since the French Revolution, when was the last time the French actually wanted to do anything with us?
I would want to say probably during the Second World War when they needed us to
Nope.
kick the Germans.
Nope. De Gaulle fucking hated the U.S. De Gaulle wanted nothing to do with the United States. Absolutely.
Well, if that's the case, then would that be the Louisiana Purchase?
That was before.
That
I think.
no. That happened. That happened during the preceding years of the French Revolution. But the last time the French wanted anything to do with us was the War of 1812. That was the last.
Yeah,
that was the last time. And who were we fighting in the War of 1812?
The British.
Oh, we were fighting the British and Canadians.
And
The Native
were we
American
fighting
tribes
with?
that were. We were fighting with the French.
Who were we fighting with?
Well,
Drawing a
That's an
blank.
important detail. Who was the leader of France?
Was it
Napoleon.
Oh yeah.
Napoleon Bonaparte. What was Napoleon's title?
Emperor of the French.
Emperor of the French. Which, remember, the French Republic has been obstinate towards the United States ever since its inception. It was only in the brief period that the Empire of France existed that they were not antagonistic towards us. And that's because they were anti-British.
Okay, well, I do have something I want to ask. During the during the Mexican-American War, didn't we also have to fight against the French who were meddling in that conflict on behalf of Mexico?
Yes. Which, remember, when did the American-Mexican War happen?
Oh, it was around the time of the American Civil War, not long afterwards.
Was it the 1830s?
1840s.
Oh, 1840s.
1840s.
Yeah, it was around the time.
1840s.
Around the time that Texas seceded and became a state.
Remember, France was, or Imperial France was firmly dead up to that point. At that point in time, Imperial France was our friend. Republican France was not.
But then after Napoleon lost, eventually, didn't they then reestablish the Bourbon dynasty briefly? Was that then like an Anglified Bourbon dynasty, or was it the?
No. That was an attempt to bring stability, and then the Bourbons were basically shoved to the side afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, the French Republic does not respect the Bourbons at all. Period. End of story. Which is why currently the Bourbons are seizing the opportunity and going after Emmanuel Macron. Now, real quick, I need to take a break, real fast. So.
All right, no worries.
Well, while we're taking a break, I wonder, France is on its what, 5th, 6th Republic?
Hold on. All right, real quick, I would love to include that in the recording, but I also don't feel like trying to walk around and fucking speak on that.
No worries.
I gotta go do trucks. So I would love to speak on that because there is some important shit there. There's some very important shit there.
Yeah.
What? Oh, France being on their 5th or 6th Republic?
Yeah.
Yes. And they're on the 5th Republic, right?
Yeah. I might have to double check these dates, but if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't the time of the U.S. Civil War, wasn't that when it was Louis Napoleon III who was the ruler of France?
He wasn't the ruler of France.
Oh, or
he was a ceremonial figurehead.
Didn't he briefly become emperor as well?
And that was under emergency powers, and I forget what the circumstances were, but it was like maybe 6 months or something like that. It was not a long time.
Oh.
Like they had gutted the monarchy so heavily that the monarchy was like people think that the House Windsor are nothing more than a fucking figurehead, and it's like, no, they're not. The opinion that people have about figureheads in England, that's the opinion they should have about France.
Actually, so he was Louis Napoleon was Emperor of the French from 1852 until his deposition in 1870.
I'm building a chapter for my LED leg.
So that would have been during the U.S. Civil War.
I was going to say, what? There were like 3 Napoleons.
There's only really 2 that were emperor. There was Napoleon the First and Napoleon the Third.
Well, that means again, the Republican government of France were the ones that allied with the British against the U.S.
Yeah, fuck the frogs.
The ABC and then you chat.
Well, we're not recording now, are we?
We are, but I assume there's going to be a fair amount of dead air here, and I'll cut out what, I'll cut out all the crap and nonsense and anything you don't want me to include.
Well, yeah, the reason why I like to take the break is because I'm not focused, and so trying to commentate and whatnot is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, no worries. As I said, I only leave it on because sometimes there will be interesting things said, and I just want to make sure to not miss them. But most of the shit gets cut out.
Hey, you know what Brazilian nuts are? Do you know what Brazilian nuts are?
Brazil nuts? Yes.
Yeah.
Want to play a fun game?
Chestnut bara?
Yes, chestnut.
Bara?
No. Get a handful of those Brazil nuts, go up to some old folk, and say, hey, what are these called?
Ah, yes. They used to have a name I'd have to bleep out.
Hey, yeah.
What's the name?
Nigger toes.
Okay, I've never heard that.
That's what they called them. That's what those old folks used to call them.
And you thought I was bad.
Which, by the way, do you know that there's an episode of House that is associated with Brazil nuts?
The selenium poisoning one from the guy who ate too much Brazil nuts, and they thought he was dying of radiation poisoning.
Which, by the way, that's a real thing.
Yep,
that's an actual thing.
Selenium poisoning very closely mimics radiation poisoning, and you can get it if you eat too many Brazil nuts.
Do you know how many Brazil nuts you have to eat, though?
Isn't it not that many? Like, I mean,
what is like a whole bag?
It's about 2 pounds.
I will tell you this though, when it comes to Brazil nuts are some of my favorites.
Oh yeah,
right up there close to cashews.
I love chestnuts in general. I have not found a chestnut that I don't like.
I've actually never had a chestnut.
Oh, you've never had a chestnut?
Nope.
Talk to your girlfriend. Talk to your wife tonight.
Yeah, no, fucking.
You don't want another thing, but
cashews, I have to agree. Cashews are good.
You know what they need? They need to make cashew butter.
Justin, did you mean what I think you meant there?
You most certainly did.
I fucking hate you. I fucking despise you.
It's probably though.
I wasn't sure, and I heard him laughing and trying to muzzle him, and I was like, oh my god, you're a dick.
Yeah, unfortunately, one I teach you.
Hey, my sense of humor is a war crime in about 30-something states.
Fucking put the Canadians to shame.
But seriously though, cashew. As much as I love peanut butter, I would really love to get my hands on some cashew butter.
Is that a thing?
I think so.
I
Yes, it
will,
is.
I will have to try that then.
Sorry about that. Our guest needed an ashtray.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of nuts and legumes, what do you all think of almonds?
I love almonds.
Yeah.
Dale, I can't hear you. What did you say?
I said, what do you all think of almonds?
Almonds are great until they're not, and then you're shitting your brains out.
Fair enough.
Oh, fun thing about almonds, you can make cyanide with them.
Yep.
And same with apple seeds.
Yeah, but isn't apple seeds more concentrated?
Take it out quick. That's why if you're eating apples and you actually eat the seeds, don't eat no more than like 3. I think it's 3 is the max. If you eat any more than that, you're getting in troubled waters real quick.
You think that people?
Thanks for the PSA.
I just want to let you know it won't kill you. It's just gonna make you sick as fuck. But no, the thing with almonds, if I remember correctly, the cyanide that you can produce with almonds is about half of the potency of apple seeds. There's a reason why when you hear stories about people taking a cyanide pill and it not working, more than likely the cyanide in the pill was made from synthesizing it from almonds.
Good to know.
Yeah, the most potent cyanide
I will, but
is synthetic, but it uses a precursor, and I forget what the precursor's called.
Yeah. Well, for the purposes of YouTube not banning us, it is good that you do not remember the name of the precursor.
Here's also a nice little good one. Something that the Russians have been known to use.
Polonium
Ricin.
pigment. Oh yes.
Well,
Russians also use curare too.
Use what?
Curare.
Curare,
They use that one. They use ricin,
polonium.
Yeah.
anthrax. They use that as well.
Oof.
okay, so let me explain something in regards to that. It's not that the Russians use it, it's just that the KGB has used it for certain things. But I'll tell you the favorite thing that the FSB uses.
What?
I can't.
Polonium.
Fentanyl.
Thank you that together just to
The FSB uses fentanyl. Interesting.
I forget the name of the city off the top of my head. But there was a terrorist attack in which a group of terrorists seizes a school, and you can look it up real quick, Dale. Basically, they seize the school. FSB comes in. They pump what's effectively fentanyl into the air system to knock people out, and then go in and take out the terrorists and then rescue the people. Problem, and this was back when
Was that the Moscow theater hostage crisis of 2002?
No.
No.
No, this was like in if it's what it was in the 90s, and it was the Chechens that done it, right?
I believe the cell. I think the cell responsible for the attack was tracked back to the Chechens. I don't remember, but the point is that it was a school. It started with a B. I just can't remember the name of the school off the top of my head. But this was back before we truly understood opioids properly. And the FSB inadvertently killed a shit ton of people by giving them a drug overdose. But it was the drug that, or the chemical composition that they used was a predecessor to fentanyl. It's like, oh, oof, not good. But yeah, fucked up situation. But yeah, no. Fun part is though, because they did resuscitate a bunch of people as well. So technically speaking, the plan did work. Mm-hmm. It did work because the terrorists in question, they were threatening to just kill everyone. Yeah. So the fact that anybody came out alive from that bitch is impressive. Yes, we're talking they were strapped up with suicide vests and fucking AKs and all, hand grenades, all that shit. Like they were fully prepared to go down fighting.
Those fucking Chechens.
Hey, you know what? I'll give them props. The guys know how to fight.
That's true.
Which, then you learn, like, oh, wait, the CIA was responsible for the Chechen Wars. Fuck. Damn it.
Yeah, I was fixing to bring that up because you discussed, because I seem to remember hearing that from somewhere. I don't remember all the details, though.
Yeah, like, be me. I've talked about it before. Which is also why U.S. servicemen let me correct myself. U.S. paramilitaries in Ukraine are very scared of being captured by Chechens.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Oh yeah, they just got a little bone to pick with them. Nothing major. Nothing major. Right,
oh, also speak.
I mean, I'm not in the.
Am I clear? Oh, okay. The office is clear. Go ahead. Sorry.
I can plug it in.
Okay. Speaking of the Russians, are they still imprisoning any paramilitaries that they capture?
Oh yeah.
I thought they were just killing them.
That's why I meant killing.
Well,
No, they're capturing. So there was a prisoner swap that happened. It was like a month or two ago now. Several of the prisoners that were swapped were U.S. paramilitaries, which I've heard rumblings that they were definitely beaten within an inch of their lives.
Right?
Which I'm like, oh well.
And, like in my case.
Well, as I said, I wonder why they were beat to within an inch of their life. I'm betting the Russians have one hell of a grudge.
So when you say American paramilitary, are we talking like CIA contractors or different groups?
Yeah. So it's referred to as ground branch. Yeah. Basically, they are the military arm of CIA operations. They're referred to as paramilitaries. Ground branch is
Special Activities Division.
Yeah, they're the foreign arm of their military operations. I forget what their domestic stuff is called.
Wait, aren't those the tier 3 guys? I'm surprised they actually managed to capture those guys.
You mean tier 1?
Oh yeah, tier 1. Are those like the top of the top level of like special forces guys?
So yes and no. So how to explain them?
Oh, while you're thinking about that,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was fixing to say while you're thinking about it, Dell, I don't give a flying fuck if you're a tier 1 or not. You're still flesh and blood, and you can still be killed.
That's true. So, what were you about to say, Mike?
Sorry, I was chewing on a fruit chew.
No worries.
Which, oh my god, these things are addictive. How to describe ground branch? Okay, ground branch is what you get when you combine the concept of delta with the force multiplication of the Rangers. Like, imagine delta, but they have the men and materiel to do some wild ass shit. Like Delta's all quiet and tries to get in and out without being detected and so on and so forth. No, fucking ground branch, they just go in hog fucking wild 90% of the time. So it is definitely a case of them being captured, especially acting in the advisory roles that they're acting in. Hold on, give me a second. Poe just messaged me.
While you're responding to that, I do want to know, just to try to get into their heads, why in the hell were the Americans singled out for an especially brutal treatment?
No. The Americans weren't singled out. In British. Dude, have you seen the fucking pictures of fucking Sean Piner and fucking Cossack Gundy and all those motherfuckers when they got captured? Oh, there's no. The Americans aren't getting special treatment. All of the NATO-affiliated guys are getting special treatment. All of them.
Okay, well then I rephrase. What's the deal with giving them an extra beatdown? What purpose does that serve?
Because it's their fault the war started?
Yeah, let's be frank.
Yeah, well, here's a question. You think that's going to be an ass whipping that they're going to remember, or are they going to be stupid and try it again?
Well, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be stupid and try it again. But the thing is, like, for example, here in Ohio, I've got a buddy of a buddy who has a few guys here in Ohio that have done work for the Ukrainians, and they've gone back 2 or 3 times, and he's former military. He was thinking about going. I talked about him. He's all like, nah. It's a good way to fucking die, dude, because if you happen to run into the one unit that decides not to take prisoners that day, you ain't walking out of the woods. Like, you just ain't. Like, you need to understand that. Like, this ain't some fucking picnic. Like, this shit is fucking real. And
another,
I later found out through him, and he didn't really give me any details, but one of his guys did die. And that's what cemented his, like, I'm not going. Because one of his guys that he used to serve with did die over there.
But another thing that this war has done is it's shown that Ivan's not so much of a pushover as the quote-unquote experts thought they were.
Well, okay, so here's the fucked up part. And I've always maintained two overriding mentalities with everything. One, assume the experts are fucking stupid because they're looking at things from a strategic overview. And strategically speaking, the Russians aren't that strong. They're a defensive force. They're a defensive nation. They operate within a 600-mile radius of their borders, period, in the story. But the key things to understand is that within that 600-mile radius of their borders, they will fucking kill you. And that's what a lot of people seem to fucking forget, is that at the end of the fucking day, they will fucking get your ass if you come within their territory. And Ukraine is their territory. Period of the story. Whether people want to bitch and whine and cry, oh, that they're a sovereign nation, yada, yada, fucking yada. Okay, and Canada is a sovereign nation, yet it doesn't have its own foreign policy. Its foreign policy is completely dictated by the UK. If the United States invades Canada and fucking starts putting boots to asses up there, what are the Europeans going to fucking do? Logistically, they can't support a war in Canada.
No.
Canada folds within a few fucking days because it can't. They don't have the force strength or the force structure to take on fucking divisions.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing, is when you're bringing a brigade to a divisional fight, that's a big fucking problem.
Yep.
So the Canadians are fucked.
I believe
9 ways to fucking Sunday.
currently Canada only has something like 60,000 active military personnel encompassing all of their branches, and like 20-something thousand reserves, which is not a lot for a country as big as Canada, like geographically.
Yeah. No, Canada has always relied on the special relationship, quote unquote, special relationship, I should say, with the United States. Yeah. And the problem is that special relationship has now ran its course. So now Canada's under the fucking knife, and the Europeans have no idea how to fucking deal with it. Like, that's why the Europeans are so desperate to keep the U.S. on side, because they can't risk losing Canada. Canada is a fucking treasure trove for them. It's the massive piggy bank that they needed to keep in reserve. And now they're at risk of losing that piggy bank. So...
And another thing about the European powers is that without the United States, they can't even properly prosecute a war. I mean, a lot of their satellite shit comes from us.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not even that. How do you prosecute a war? You prosecute a war by putting boots on the ground. What? Anybody who continuously talks about, like, oh, drones are replacing ground warfare, fuck off, you're retarded. Because we already saw what drone warfare is like. We've already seen it. It's called Afghanistan. People go to ground. People hide. People get sneaky. Drone warfare cannot persecute a war. It can assist a war. It's a force multiplier, but it is not a war-winning tool. It is part of the toolbox. The only way to officially win a war is to put boots to asses and put them in the fucking streets. The problem? In order to do that, you have to be able to move the forces. Well, guess what? The Europeans rely solely on the United States logistically. NATO relies on the United States logistically. Without the United States, they don't have the logistics network in order to move forces en masse. Now, sure, they could revert to old style and ship everything via rail. But guess what? Rail's really fucking easy to target. We've already seen trains get blown sky fucking high in Ukraine. If you think Europe doesn't, like, say for example, Europe starts a war by fucking trying to invade Kaliningrad. All of a sudden, every railroad connection from Poland to Germany fucking dies.
And you don't even have to blow up the rails. All you gotta do is put in a special forces team and rip out some of the rails.
No, you just hit them with missiles. You just make it easy on yourself. You just hit them with missiles.
So
if you catch a military convoy with the missile, then that's just bonus points. But yeah, you just make it easy. You blow the fucking bridges. You blow the fucking rails in multiple points. You force them to go into a repair status, and then all of a sudden, like, what do the front line forces do? They got no backup coming. It's gonna be days before the Germans are able to muster forces, and it's gonna be even longer for the French to fucking move their forces from France and Germany.
Yeah, so.
And not only that, but France and Germany are also facing internal problems right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no. If all of a sudden the gendarme is concerned with preparing for a war, you want to see martial law come down on a country? Watch how fast it happens in France.
Yeah. So you mentioned that rail is kind of the old way nowadays to do logistics. What is the modern way? What have we moved on from rail to?
Oh no, it's not. It's not that it's the old way. It's just it's the bog standard. The main. If you want to get speed, efficiency, and fucking capability on the field as quickly as possible, you fucking airlift. You want to get forces on the ground as quickly as fucking possible, you fucking bring those bitches in on planes. The only thing that you bring via rail are armored vehicles, and those are usually the second forces to go in. That's why the U.S. is structured the way it is that we have our light forces, which are the Marines and the fucking and the air assault force formations of the U.S. Army. Those are the initial forces that get in there and start wrecking havoc, and then the armored forces come in the second wave and just blow the fucking can open. But the problem is you're talking about second-rate fucking armies. The Germans don't have an army to fucking speak of that's at all competent. Like, I'm going to be completely frank, and I know Redbeard would fucking hate hearing me say this, but compared to the U.S. Army, the Russian Army, there's a reason why Germany is barely a great power. Barely. Like, I would rank it like 7 or 8 at best. Like, it's almost like, I can't call it a rising power because it's not rising. It's fucking slowly dying. It's just a simple fact that they just don't have the capabilities that they wish they had. This is why they're talking about re-implementing conscription, which I love it when, oh, look at the Russians. They're losing so badly. They have to conscript. And then all of a sudden the Germans and the French and the British start freaking the fuck out and they start talking about re-implementing conscription laws. It's like, weird. Projection much?
You know, it's kind of funny. The British did a damn good job when they took out Germany over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
They didn't do that good of a job because it came back 20 years later. In a much angrier state.
yeah, why do you think I call the swastika the angry German pinwheel?
I haven't heard that one.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Is the British did exactly what they set out to do. They wanted to collapse the monarchy. Because let's face it, European republics are really easy to control and influence. The U.S. Republic has been a pain in the ass for them to influence, and they just finally managed to get a hold of the U.S. Republic after the 1950s. It took them until after Eisenhower to firmly have the U.S. under their thumb. Like, that's how long it took them to get us under control. In the case of Europe, they had them under their thumb within a couple years. There's a reason why Churchill repegging gold to the pre-war, or the repegging the pound to the pre-war price of gold crashed out the German economy, crashed out the French economy, crashed out the British economy, and then crashed out the U.S. economy. The 1924 scare, a lot of people don't understand that the 1924 scare, that wasn't a quote unquote scare. That was them kicking the supports out from under the financial system. So when 1929 rolled around and all of a sudden the credit markets went into free fall, that's what created the conditions for the Great Depression. Winston Churchill is responsible for the Great Depression. And I know there's a bunch of Europhiles out there that fucking hate to hear that. But that's the thing, is at the end of the day, you're talking about conditions that a lot of people are not interested in hearing about. They're not interested in learning about because it scares the shit out of them. Like, I remember, what was this? Fucking, oh wait, it was earlier this week, like fucking like 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, it was Monday. It was Monday. I was in a space with my dude David, real cool dude, lives down in Argentina. Is I want to say he's an Israeli Jew that moved to Argentina. I can't. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he is. Hi, David. Love you.
An
But
an Israeli Jew that moved to Argentina.
yeah, isn't the irony of that hilarious?
You mean Adolf Hitler?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, isn't the irony of that hilarious? But anyways, point is that I was in his space, and somebody, I forget exactly what the guy said, but it amounted to, like, oh, why is this, why is that, so I'm like, well, look at the British. Like, the British are fucking responsible for all that shit. And then he immediately goes on a tirade about how can you blame the British? What about this? What about that? What about the Russians, etc.? And I'm like, sir. And I stopped everybody and I was like, look, I'm going to talk to all you Israelis in here because I know there's a bunch of you because, fucking David's a Jew, so you guys congregate a lot, but I'm going to speak to all of you. The Brits set you up as a fucking march to protect the Suez Canal. You are nothing but good little foot soldiers to the Europeans. So are you going to keep being good little foot soldiers or are you going to grow the fuck up? And, oh, man. Oh, it was so good listening to them get bitchy. So good. So fucking good. But that's the point, is you end up having this situation where people are so adamant about not talking about the root of the issues, and they just want to talk about the here and now. And it's like, no, you need to go back in your history, bitch. And you need to analyze from there forward to figure out the solution. In the case of the Israelis, the solution is fucking stand on our own 2 feet and tell the Europeans to go fucking pound sand. Like, that's the solution there. Stop fucking being an antagonist for the Europeans against the Arabs. Start working with the Arabs, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah, well, whenever the Israelis start doing that, they're going to have to deal with their own deep state that's allied with the British.
It's not even a deep state; it's their courts. We control the Knesset. Or let me rephrase: we control the presidency in Israel. That's why Bibi Netanyahu is there. He's our chosen man. We control the presidency. The Europeans control the courts.
Well, I do have something I want to ask. Well, I do have something I want to ask here. I kind of missed what's been going on. But what happened to the ceasefire over there? I heard it broke down.
I don't have the full context, unfortunately, so I can't really truly comment. But some of the things I have heard is that specific units in the IDF were fucking around.
That sounds about right.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was probably a rogue IDF unit that made the fighting start back up. He probably wasn't too happy with the peace deal and wanted to make things more amenable to them.
Oh my god, I forget how long it takes to chew one of these fruit chews. They're so good, but oh my god, it takes forever to chew them. Here's the thing, and I've talked about this plenty of fucking times. There was this one chick that was in a space. It was probably last week or the week before. Actually, yeah, it was before Marcy was born. And she was asking, like, why does Russia, have an interest in Israel, blah, blah, blah. So, and I'm like, 30% of the Israeli population is Russian. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, 30% of the population in Israel is Russian diaspora. That's why Russia has an interest in Israel, because their people make up a plurality of the Israeli population.
Okay, I've got to ask, if, even though they are Russians and they're citizens of another country, why in the hell do the Russians even care?
You ever heard of the concept of the Ruski Mir?
No, can't say that I have.
Okay, so the concept of the Ruski Mir is a very it's a hyper nationalistic view of Russians. Wherever Russian hearts beat, there be Russians, and thus wherever there be Russians, we must protect them. That's why Russia invaded Georgia. That's why they support the breakaway republic in Transnistria. That's a reason why they're in Ukraine right now. The Ruski Mir is all that matters to them.
So,
isn't
it true though that that plurality of Russian Jews in Israel also hates Russia?
No, that's actually not the case. They support the Soviet Union. They don't like Putin, but they support the Soviet Union. They are more the socialistic style Jews than anything. They're referred to as the kibbutzim. And it's really funny because I've had Jews push back on me on this because they're like, "Oh, I know people that live in the kibbutz. They're not like that." Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Really? Okay. Where they stand on like socialist policies like universal health care and trade unions and this, that, and the other, and then they get real fucking quiet." And I'm like, sure, bud. And then I had another person be like, "Oh, I know people in the kibbutz. They're not Russian." And I'm like, "Who were their grandparents?" And then they get real quiet. Because that's the thing, is that when Israel was formed, the Soviets, and this is where the kibbutz get their roots, is the Soviets sent a shit ton of Jews to Israel to establish a presence there. Because, and this was something that a lot of people don't talk about, Russians used to be welcome in Tel Aviv quite a bit. It wasn't until the past few years since Ukraine popped off and like everything kind of went to shit completely that the Russians haven't been able to dock and refuel and resupply out of Tel Aviv. Or not Tel Aviv. What's that port city to the north?
Haifa.
Haifa. Yes, thank you. Haifa. So like it's like the Russians have always had a presence within their politics. And again, the Russian Jews of Israel, they might not like Putin, but they do support Russia. They do back Russia quite a bit.
I see.
And now I can hear the Soviet anthem being sung by a Japanese anime woman.
Yeah. I take it we're recording tonight.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Welcome, good sir. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. And after returning from a trip to Tractor Supply, I bring some good news. Tractor Supply now sells ammunition.
Oh, nice.
I was like,
Speaking of ammunition,
purchased what I was looking to get, and started walking out the door, and right beside the door, and I looked up and like, oh, this is new, and here's a whole case about 7 foot tall, full of all different kinds of ammunition. And I'm like, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Like,
speaking of
I now have a
ammunition,
one-stop shop.
yeah. Speaking of ammunition, how's your war against the gopher going?
To be honest with you, haven't seen hide nor hair of any of the gophers in like about 2 months now.
They learned. Oh shit, Anky old man.
I guess I finally killed enough of them off that the rest of them got the hint. And the one great big hole that they dug down the lower part of the yard, and I filled it in about a month and a half ago, and nothing's trying to dig it out anymore.
Very nice.
Congratulations on your victory.
Hey, I'll take what I can get these days, you know.
But yeah, so again, the point is that if the Israelis want to get free from the European control, all they have to do is start working with the fucking Arabs. That's all they have to do. And if all of a sudden you have a coalition from fucking Oman all the way up to fucking Syria, and all of a sudden Turkey is completely cock-blocked, it's a great situation. It's a perfect situation for the Israelis. In the U.S., us killing all the financial shit and just completely boofing the Europeans to the point where now, it's like, oh, hey, we're basically at the point where the Europeans are isolated on their little island. And mind you, this is something I didn't think about. And I hadn't fucking fully picked up on it until somebody said something, and then Tom Luongo made a post that confirmed it for me. But somebody pointed out that Rosneft, the sanction against Rosneft and Lukoil, they actually hurt the Europeans more than they hurt the Russians. Because here's the point, is that it drives the Russian oil to the Chinese. Because now the Chinese just, they ship the oil to China, they package it up on container or on tanker ships, and they ship it out via China. Or Chinese ships go around to the Arctic, park themselves down the fucking rivers to the oil fields, receive the oil directly, and then tanker it away. Like, these sanctions don't hurt the Russians. It actually creates the conditions where the Russians are actually still going to be able to do business, and the Europeans are fucked. Like, actually fucked.
Yep.
Especially given what's going on with Venezuela. Because if Venezuelan oil is no longer available to the Europeans, because remember, we're not buying this Venezuelan oil, but the Europeans are. If all of a sudden, and mind you, I actually, somebody pointed this out. Venezuelan oil, it's basically sludge. It's some of the heaviest sour crude in the world. The level of impurities are actually a detriment to refining it. Because, when it comes to sour crude, some impurities are good, because there are certain things that certain amounts of those impurities are able to be used for. But otherwise, if there's too many impurities, it's effectively just waste oil. It's good for one thing and one thing only, and that's tar. And it's like, oh, shit. The Venezuela thing is not about oil. It's not about oil whatsoever, because the refineries in the Gulf here in the United States, after we sanctioned Venezuela, all of those refineries retooled to take what the Russians sell, which is a medium heavy sour grade. Which is like, oh, shit. So the whole Venezuela thing is not about oil whatsoever. So anybody who fucking says that, they're just fucking blowing smoke up your ass. So it's really a case of like, oh, shit. And then Trump and Mitch, you're going to love this. Did you hear about Trump boofing the IMO?
Oh, didn't hear that.
Yeah, the whole climate bullshit that the IMO is trying to push, the zero emissions bullshit. Yeah, Trump boofed it.
All right, what is the IMO again?
International Maritime Organization.
Oh,
they're the ones that regulate international trade and like all that bullshit.
Yeah, they were pushing to try to make all the basically merchant ships on the high seas like. Shall we say, net zero deals.
That seems dumb.
Well, the whole...
it is, yes.
Well, and that's the thing, is that by them boofing the IMO, because one of the things that was pointed out to me through something that, because I was talking to a guy about some of the nuances about the situation with the hydrogen and natural gas fuel depots. So one of the things that you need to understand about refueling a international container or tanker ship or whatever is the private companies own the fuel depots for the shipping. And so who was going to build and supply the fuel for these new ships that were supposed to replace all these older ships? Well, it turned out that it was mainly European firms that were basically they were looking to monopolize the refueling of international trade. And it was like, oh, you sneaky little cunts. Because the US was not angling for that whatsoever. They're still doing their thing, and the Chinese, they're still using the medium sulfur fuel oil that they use in their ships because it's not the cheapest option, but it's the most cost effective option, because medium sulfur, it doesn't burn out motors the same way that high sulfur content will, but it's not as expensive as low sulfur content. So
here's something. If they want zero emissions, then why don't they just start building fleets of nuclear-powered cargo ships?
Oh God, that. Mitch, how expensive was a Kirov class battlecruiser? I just need to just bring that out there. Like, nuclear power is not the answer for internet for sea trap.
Yeah, it's
like
very
militarily it makes sense from a logistical standpoint, because it's like, okay, we can stay out at sea longer, but fucking no, like civilian shipping, it would be so prohibitively expensive. You're probably looking at the cost of a ship being like 10, 15, 20x for nuclear power.
Well, aren't scientists and shit working on making modular nuclear reactors to make them more affordable?
No, that's the problem. Is that when you're talking about civilian shipping, how many civilian cargo vessels are in the water at any given time?
Too many.
Thousands.
Now, when you're talking about nuclear powered military vessels, well, okay, let's just talk fleet, military fleets in general. You're talking hundreds of ships, not thousands.
Yeah.
So, logistically speaking, like for example, the Nekhomov, it's one of the Kirov battlecruisers. It just came out of refit. It's being deployed as part of the Arctic Squadron for the Russian Navy. It's supposed to be the command and control. It's the new flagship for the Russian Arctic Squadron. The Nekhomov was a smart move by the Russians. Take a ship that they already have, refit it, reconfigure it in a better way, and be able to create the conditions where, okay, you have a ship that's able to operate in those waters for extended amounts of time. It made sense for that. But if you're talking about civilian shipping, no, not even close to a good idea. Again, you're talking about 20x the price for a fucking ship. Easily.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of the Admiral Nakhimov, hull number 080. One hell of a ship.
Well, and mind you, I will point out something about the Nekhomov, because, what was one of the main refits they did to the bitch? They improved its point defense layout and systems. They made the battlecruiser relevant again, because now that motherfucker is able to defend itself easily. Like, I would be scared to be in the same battle space as that thing, as a plane, or if I was trying to use missiles to hit it, I would be terrified, because it'd be like, it just shot everything down. Fuck.
I'd like to know why the Russians. I'd like to know why the Russians haven't invested in aircraft carriers as much as we have, or as much as what the Chinese Navy's doing.
They don't need to.
Geography.
Yeah, they don't need to.
And as far as the Nakhimov, you said, like, you know, aircraft or missiles or surface ships. Well, that's why we have submarines and torpedoes.
That's a dangerous prospect in and of itself, bud. It carries 4 anti-submarine fucking helicopters. Like, that's a lot of fucking helicopters dropping torpedoes in the water against you. Like, that's a scary prospect.
And for them to launch those helicopters and start dropping torpedoes, they first A, have to know you're there, and then B, they have to get enough of a beat on you to get the torpedo in the neighborhood. Where most likely, I can tell you from 20 years of experience, the first warning they're liable to have if there's a sub in the vicinity is when they hear a couple of Mark 48s heading their way.
I understand your perspective, but still, that's a lot of, and again, they've got quite a bit of ASW on the ship itself. I'm just saying, from the perspective of, that's a terrifying prospect. Like, if you have 2 or 3 subs launching torpedoes, and you've got him in a fucking crossfire to the point where it's like, no, you're gonna take a hit, bitch. Like, of course, you've got him dead to rights. If you're a solo sub, I would not tempt fate. That's just me.
Here's my thing.
Very simple. You wait until, like you said, the surface and aircraft have a bunch of missiles incoming on them to where they're heavily occupied with that. Then you have the sub that's been trailing its task force pop in and launch a couple torpedoes.
Absolutely, and that would be the best methodology to do it. I absolutely agree with you. But I'm just saying, like, that is a terrifying prospect to try to do solo. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't care what its stats are. If it floats, it can sink.
Absolutely. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying, like, so one-on-one Los Angeles class versus Nakhimov, I wouldn't want to be the LA class.
Well, it'd probably be a Virginia class these days.
Well, yeah, of course. I honestly forget that the Virginia. I grew up on the LA class, so the Virginia class doesn't usually register in my mind. Speaking of Virginia class, just because we talked about Russian naval capabilities a little bit. What's the status on the current on the D block of the Virginias? Like, have they been able to up the fucking count, or are we still at half a sub a year right now?
Haven't really heard, but my best guess would be we're still on half a sub a year.
Jesus fucking Christ. No, it's so fucking pitiful knowing that, like, I just started playing Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts again, right? Back to loving it, by the way. I'm having a great fucking time. They knew, like, I didn't realize how badly they neutered China and Japan in the last update, by the way. Like, those 2 nations are almost impossible to play. But the fact that it's like, I'm sitting and I'm thinking of it from my perspective. It's like, okay, I can do this, and this, so on and so forth. I got, I wish that UAD had a lot more in-depth productions in order to kind of do things. But it's just like, like just thinking of it from the perspective of back in those days, and you kind of think about it as you're playing the game. It's like we built 200 of these motherfuckers, and then you think about nowadays, it's like we can barely build one of these motherfuckers a year, and we were building fucking 50 of them a year back in the day. It's like fuck.
Oh, and that, not to get off that subject, but for me, the word of the day is you do not hate Microsoft enough. My answer to the end of support for Windows 10 is going to be a Lenovo ThinkPad laptop with Linux installed from the get-go.
Very nice.
Holy shit.
What?
Okay, I just learned what a mobile offshore base is.
What is that?
Imagine a supercarrier. Multiply it by about 4.
Actually, fuck, there was actually something I wanted to bring up with you guys, since we got to talking about military shit. Have you guys been keeping an eye on the situation with Ukraine at all? Like, or have you guys kind of done what I've done and kind of disregarded it a little bit?
Well, I know the Russians are now firmly entrenched in Provrosk, or however you say it. Other than that, I haven't heard much else.
Yeah, so, well, I was actually going to point that out because we all know David D, the little piece of shit that loves to talk shit all the time, and it's like, yeah, you used to work for NATO, we get it, bud. The whole situation with Pokrovsk is fucking hilarious to me because like they're still touting like, oh, Pokrovsk holds, and it's like, yeah, and it's a fucking killing field. Like after fucking a few weeks of just disregarding shit, because again, I've been, I was prepping for my kid, and now that she's here, I've been focused on her and whatnot. So I finally took some time to look into some shit, and I'm just like, some of the videos I was watching, I'm just like, holy Jesus fucking Christ. The shit is wild down there. So yeah, we've got the we've got the Russians, firmly in the city, and then they are just bombing the utter living fuck out of everything in the general area. Like that entire area is just a killing field, and it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, guys, fucking give it up already. Like, I get it. It's a sense of fucking honor and everything, but Jesus Christ, you can't fucking fight if you're dead. Damn.
Well, there's one thing that we've learned from Vladimir Zelensky is he is willing to fight to the last Ukrainian.
Yep.
The idiots that are comparing him to Winston Churchill, they have no idea how right they are, but they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
If you're talking Winston Churchill in reference to Gallipoli, well, then yeah, the comparison kind of applies.
Actually, it was more like how Winston Churchill led the British Empire into ruin.
No, he didn't.
Correction. They lost most of their territory.
No, they didn't. Like I don't know where people get that from, because it's like, look at all the subsidiary banks of the Bank of England. All of their former territories, all of those banks follow the Bank of England almost to a T. They gave up physical control. That's all they did. They gave up the need to have troops stationed there. Now they just financially control everything.
Yeah.
Hong Kong, this is what pisses me off. You know the Hong Kong protests?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know what pisses me off? That I supported the protesters. Because given the context that I now have of it, nah, fucking Xi, go fucking arrest all of them. Have a great time, buddy. Because it turns out, well, when they finally got that extradition treaty put into place, who were they arresting? They were arresting.
I had to guess.
Go ahead.
If I had to guess, they were arresting a bunch of Western spies.
Well, that's basically what they were. It was a bunch of the fucking bankers. They were arresting a bunch of the financial fucking guys in Hong Kong that were doing the British thing. That's who they were arresting. That's who they were extraditing. And notice how China doesn't have any fucking problems anymore. Notice how China hasn't had any big protests or uprisings in fucking years now since they fucking started doing that. Because they fucking got rid of all the fucking foreign influence. Like, I understand people's propensity to be anti-China because, you know, oh, we're a Western nation. We're not, but hey, it is what it is. We're fucking America, bitch. We're a whole nother fucking ballpark. But the fact of the matter is that the overall situation is that China was being targeted just as much as we were. It's just Go ahead.
That is twice today. I was reminded of my argument with the smart-ass spoon from South Africa.
Yeah.
Which one?
The aristocratic utensil.
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's the point. But that's the point, though. Is at the end of the fucking day, the Chinese are defending themselves just like we're defending ourselves right now. Like, at the end of the fucking day, they're just doing it in a way that they do it, and we're doing it in a way we do it. That's it. Oh, by the way, fucking China fucking threw a fuck ton of money into areas that couldn't get a hold of dollars and revitalize the Asian Tiger 5, which, by the way, the Asian Tiger 5 is not friends of China, but China threw them a bunch of fucking cash, and Scott Bessent was happy about it. Almost like Scott Bessent fucking negotiated. Oh, wait. He's been having phone calls with the Chinese fucking finance minister. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he's been having phone calls with him fucking every other week.
Okay, I got something I want to ask you since we're talking about China. What's this that I've been hearing that the Chinese, what is it? Not the cartels, these are Chinese. Triads. What's this I'm hearing about the triads that have been fucking around up there in Portland and have been trying to get real buddy with the Antifa and Black Bloc types?
Okay, so this is fucking great because Tom DeLongo he started saying it, and now I'm actually convinced that he's over the fucking target so bad they might try to kill the guy. You guys know John Wick, right? You guys know John Wick, right?
John who?
You know the series?
Oh yes, John Wick.
John Wick. Yeah.
I know of him, but not the particulars.
Okay, so in the setting, the world is influenced and very heavily controlled by what's called the high table. Well, then you have the Continentals, which the Continentals are the establishments in which people go to meet and talk and organize. And then you have the individual assassins. Now, at the end of the day, apply that framework over the current world. You have the individual assassins, Antifa and such. Then you have the Continentals. All of these NGOs, all of these organizations that are, whether they be banks or charities or say, the triad and the Yakuza and the mob and this, that, and the other. And then you have the high table, which are all the people that, they don't have Wikipedia pages. You don't know who the fuck they are, but they're there. They're calling the shots. It's an excellent model to describe things because in reality, most of this is organized crime. And that is the way to look at this. It's organized crime controls the fucking world. Now,
wouldn't a better comparison then just be to the cabal?
Well, again, John Wick is new and in the minds of everybody, so that's why it's an apt description. It's an apt comparison.
Fair enough.
But the point is that the high table does whatever it can to preserve the status quo. And so John Wick, for example, is a breach of the status quo. So they try to eliminate him. And it ends up biting him in the ass in the end. Well, now you have a motherfucker like Donald Trump sitting at the high table. And he's telling the rest of the high table, fucking have a try if you think you're hard enough. We got our gangster on the high table, and they don't know what the fuck to do with it. It's a very, very, very strange way to look at it, but it fits so well, it's uncanny.
If they hadn't killed John Wick's dog, they wouldn't have that problem.
Indeed.
Or in the case of Donald Trump, had they not tried to kill his businesses. Because if you look back into it and you actually start thinking about it a little bit from his perspective and you start looking into it a little better, you start to realize that they were trying to kill Donald Trump's investments. They were trying to kill his businesses. They were trying to put him in the dirt financially. And that's why
when that didn't work, they tried putting him in the dirt literally.
Oh, no. See, okay. So, here's the thing. They didn't try putting him in the dirt until after he proved that he had a movement backing him. See, you look at 2016, they thought it was a fluke. They thought the polls were just off. And so they regrouped. They waited out the 4 years, and then he was gone. And then they had their custodian in, which the custodian, Biden, as soon as he was in, the bureaucrats were allowed to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Anthony Blinken, Tony Sullivan, Victoria Nuland. Victoria Nuland got her war started in Ukraine. Tony Blinken was doing his bullshit in the Middle East. Tony Sullivan was doing his shit in the Middle East. Anthony Blinken was pushing the shit in Africa, so on and so forth. Like they all had their assigned duties, basically. And then as soon as Trump started running again, and it became clear that, oh shit, he has a movement behind him, we have to kill him now, that's when they took the shot. And when that failed, and it galvanized his support, they knew damn well they'd fucked up at that point in time. They knew it was over. They tried, and they failed spectacularly. 77 million, motherfucker. I don't care about your 7 million. Your 7 million can go eat shit and pound sand. 77 million. Then he gets in and he starts attacking their financials. And and actually, I'm glad I got to that point because that was another thing that I wanted to bring up. That's another reason why I don't give a shit about this stuff in Portland, Chicago, New York, et cetera, because as we attack their financials, as we start going after the money, because each time one of these accounts light up and there starts to be transactions, we kill the account. We seize the assets. We know where the money is, we just can't touch it yet. But as soon as it starts going out and moving around, we can fucking kill it. And then all of a sudden it creates the conditions where, oh shit, we don't have any money left. So we have to start selling assets to raise capital in order to wage this war against them. Well, what assets does Europe have at this point in time? They don't got much. They don't got much at all. That's why they're so hell-bent on Ukraine, because they need the assets in Ukraine. Ukraine's not going to get reconstructed. Anybody who says that's fucking retarded. No, they're going to bulldoze everything. They're going to fucking start strip mining the shit out of the country. The Ukrainians are going to be isolated to Western Ukraine. They're going to get told, hey, you can just stay here, be farmers. You'll be fine. We'll subsidize you. And then they'll strip mine the shit out of Eastern Ukraine. And then that's what the assets that they'll use to fund their war against the United States. Well, problem, we're not letting them do it. Because, like, for example, the whole tomahawks thing. You know, oh, Donald Trump switched his mind again. He said he was going to give tomahawks. I looked into it. He didn't say anything about giving tomahawks. It was another news site that floated the idea that Trump could give tomahawks to the Ukrainians. And then Trump came out, was like, yeah, we can talk about it and make considerations. And then it was a non-answer. It wasn't a no, it wasn't a yes. And then he came out and said, no, we're not giving tomahawks to the Ukrainians. Nah, we're good. Oh my God, Trump changed his mind again. He's Putin's bitch. Okay.
Lard ass is hurt the worst.
I haven't even fucking heard him comment. I haven't seen his ass.
Same.
Well, you wasn't kidding when you said he's become irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I have not seen him fucking come across my feed whatsoever fucking ever. And trust me, I'm on Twitter way too fucking much. So
join the crowd.
But that's the thing. It's like at the end of the day, like they're talking about, and I find this fucking hilarious that they're talking about selling 100 to 150 Gripens to the Ukrainians from the Swedes. And I'm sitting there laughing because I'm like, okay, cool. By the way, Sweden, what's your aircraft production per year? Around 30. Oh, okay. So it's gonna take 5 years. 5 years to get the full amount to the Ukrainians. Yeah, this war is not gonna last 5 fucking years. Hell, the fucking sanctions package, again, as I talked about earlier, the sanctions package we just passed against Rosneft and fucking Lukoil, they don't hurt the Russians, they hurt the fucking Europeans. Also, and this is another thing, Keir Starmer, he's talking up the digital ID bullshit. He's doing the rounds, and then all of a sudden, as he's doing the rounds, there seems to be a lot of people, and I mean a lot of fucking people on Twitter, talking about wealth taxes in the UK. It's like, weird. Wonder where that's coming from. Look it up. It turns out it's from a story out of, I believe it was The Guardian, that was talking about how the UK could introduce wealth taxes, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's cute. By the way, everybody who has investments that they want to get the fuck out, they're getting them the fuck out.
Yep.
There's massive capital flight out of the UK right now. And that's why they're talking about the wealth taxes and all this bullshit, because as part of the wealth taxes, they're talking about a massive exit tax, which they're talking about the exit tax being somewhere around 75%, by the way.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I thought the 15% that you motherfuckers up top had was bad. 75%. I'm fucking no, fuck it. I'm not leaving. I'm hiring a bunch of mercs. I'm sending a bunch of dudes into fucking 10 Downing Street.
Oh, by the way, so
Okay, here's the $1 million question.
Hold on 1 second, Stoner. So I looked into the details of that exit tax in Canada, and it turns out there are very simple ways around it. All you have to do is just move your money out of, while still a resident of Canada, just move all your money or assets out of Canadian accounts. Put them in American accounts. Move to America, they have no assets they can take. Simple as.
Oh, well, shit. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, well, what's to stop somebody from paying that fucking tax after they leave?
Well, that's the problem is that, you know, the Canadians could, and that's the problem is that they could try to force the American banks to fucking to garnish your assets.
They're not able to do that.
I wouldn't say not able. I would say not probable.
Nope.
But,
I spent some time looking this up. They do not have jurisdiction to garnish. They can't order American banks to garnish it. They just don't have jurisdiction. It's not something.
Okay, I'm just saying, don't say never when it comes to these people, because again, fucking criminal underworld. Let's just call it what it is at this point in time.
Right.
If they can fuck you over, they will.
But, you know, my whole point is that, you know, the UK, it's like, okay, well, congratulations. Like, again, the wealth, the fucking capital flight out of the UK is already fucking ramped up to the upteen fucking degree. Like, I'm sitting here and there's this one woman, and I can't remember what she did previously. I believe she was a investment banker. But she literally sold off the manor that she owned had been in her family for like 12 generations.
Mm-hmm.
She fucking sold it. She was like, nope, I'm gone. Sold it, moved to the US.
Very
Fucking
nice.
offloaded all of her assets in the UK. Fucking liquid, like she sold off the manor, she sold off her business, she just liquidated everything. Moved to the US and started setting up shop.
Very nice.
Which I'm like, okay, cool, I'll take that. We'll take all your money, Brits. I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Like, you're gonna pay less taxes here.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, of course, then again, as we knock out these routes of these financial avenues, not revenues, but avenues that they have, they're going to escalate. Of course, that's going to happen. But again, I'm not concerned about it because playing whack-a-mole is pretty easy. Pretty fucking easy.
That it is.
Especially with fucking Hellfire missiles.
Oh, here's something a bit unrelated, but I just read. So apparently, California is now planning to violate the supremacy clause of the U.S. Nancy Pelosi came out and said that local authorities will arrest federal officials if they commit quote state crimes in California now.
Oh, you mean,
Whoa.
you mean something that was already a thing?
Hold up,
Yeah.
Dale.
Yeah.
Say that again, but say it slowly, because you know stupid doesn't stick the first time around.
So
Or the third.
Nancy Pelosi came out and said that California will arrest federal authorities using local police if they quote unquote violate state law. And the implication in this is that they're going to arrest them, you know, for carrying out their lawful duties, which is again
What's up her?
yes, which is a violation of the Supremacy Clause. And also one of the and also one of the predicates for
reconstructing California's gonna be fun.
yes, and if they do so, that is one of the predicates for invoking the Insurrection Act. Just saying.
Good night. Well, and that's the thing, is again, not concerned because let them, just fucking let them.
Yep.
Like, let them be stupid. Don't interrupt with your enemy when they're making a mistake.
Correct.
I just never thought I'd live long enough to see any of this shit. You know, Robert E. Lee's looking down from heaven and saying, "Ha, gotcha, bitch."
Let me just put it this way. Robert E. Lee is sitting in heaven, looking down, and be like, "You motherfuckers are about to learn. Hey, Ulysses, get over here. You're gonna want to watch this."
Yep. Meanwhile, Abraham Lincoln is looking up, very concerned.
Likewise with Sherman.
Oh yeah. Abe Lincoln and Sherman are currently down in hell, fucking sitting in the sauna. See, that's the fun part, is that I have moderated my position on Lincoln because I'm like, okay, you did a bunch of dirty shit in order to fucking keep the United States together, but at the same time, you did a bunch of dirty shit. Sherman, he's just fucking that motherfucker's just getting. He's getting drawn and quartered every single day of his miserable fucking existence.
Does he get the pineapple shoved up his ass before or after Hitler's appointment?
I hope. I don't care. I hope. God, like even me and Gavin. You know, we coined the term toxic egalitarianism. We coined that. And even me and Gavin look at Sherman as a fucking abomination. Like, no, we will never tolerate that shit. And if anybody fucking does it, we'll fucking draw and quarter them ourselves. It's like fucking hell.
Well, here's the fun fact. Now, I know you're probably not going to like this, but this has been my mindset. The same spirit that guided General Sherman is still alive and well within the general officers of the American military.
Hey, real quick, gentlemen, let's take a pause for a few minutes. Yeah, sorry, fucking Epic calling me to ask me to do some stuff real quick, and I'm like, I'll just do trucks while I'm out.
No worries.
No worries. We'll just be jaw-jacking. Hey, Mitch, are you still there?
Yep, still here.
Reluctantly.
So, did you ever think you'd live long enough to see this kind of bullshit going on?
If you told me how things were going to turn out, say like about 50 years ago, you know, or even 40, I'd like, okay, where are the guys with the butterfly nets, you know?
How about if we told you it during the second Obama term?
During the second Obama term, I could have said, yes, I can definitely see where that could happen.
Oh, hey, Mitch, I tagged you in a meme. Can you check it out, please?
Oh dear.
Second here. Where did you put it at there?
Oh, it's in the memes channel here.
Oh.
I didn't put it in
Oh.
the side chat. I put it in the memes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that one a while ago there.
Oh boy. So that news that you told us about, Dale, how long ago did that break?
A couple hours ago.
Oh, you said Nancy Pelosi said it?
Yeah. Or at least it's being reported that she said it. I don't have video of her saying it. Just.
Okay, how in the hell is Nancy Pelosi being able to do any of this shit? Because isn't she out of politics?
Formally, yes, but she still wields tremendous influence, especially like both with the National Democratic Party and also especially with the California Democratic Party. Like, isn't she one of like the two families that run California, basically, between her and the other one? I think being, I think he was the family related to Newsom.
Well, Newsom is actually Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
Oh, well, I guess that is case in point.
The other family in question might be the one related to the former mayor of San Diego, Willie Brown.
That could be it.
Yeah, with whom that's how Kamala Harris got her start in politics. Was she had a little ongoing affair with Willie Brown, and he was the one that propelled her into. Ended up being state attorney general, and then moving on to Congress, and then.
Are we talking how Kamala likes Willie's Willie?
Yes. Willie Brown is really responsible for how Kamala blew up.
In more ways than one.
Yes.
Oh, and also, not so fun fact about Willie Brown. Did you know that he was tied in with Jim Jones?
I wouldn't be surprised.
He wasn't just tied in with Jim Jones. So if you've done any research into Jim Jones at all, Willie Brown and I forget who the other chick was at the time. Oh, what's her name? Fuck. And no, it wasn't Pelosi. Well, Pelosi was there, but she wasn't. I don't believe she was big at that point in time. Fuck, what was that woman's name? I'd have to reference Razor Fist on it because he's talked about it recently. But yeah, no, they
wasn't. Jim Jones was also associated with the Carters as well.
Yeah, the Carters, fucking Willie Brown, and then there was this other woman, and I can't remember her fucking name to save my life. But like all of them, like full bore, just insane levels of connections, and it's like, how do you know him, buddy? Like, that's not good. But remember, Willie Brown kind of turned a blind eye to Heaven's Gate as well. Like all of these people. Like I've made this statement before, and I'll make it again. California is the home state of every cult. The only cult that doesn't exist in California is the fucking Mormons.
You know, it's funny you mentioned Heaven's Gate because last night me and a VTuber were talking about Heaven's Gate.
Which VTuber?
Bro,
Razor Wind.
Ah, yes.
Oh, okay. I've been tempted to do a Heaven's Gate playthrough on Old World Blues. Because I'm reformatting how I do my videos.
What is Old World Blues?
It's a mod for Hearts of Iron 4.
Oh.
It turns it into the Fallout universe.
Oh yes, that one.
And it's confirmed that Heaven's Gate as a entity exists in the Fallout universe, but they took some liberties with the design of it. So basically, it's a steampunk faction in Old World Blues. It's really cool. But it's basically like a cultish crusader state, and it's just fucking wild, to be honest. But the point is that the faction is like, it reads almost like a Heaven's Gate follower wrote the lore for it. It's like, oh, oof.
Well, who do you think's been keeping the Heaven's Gate website maintained for the last 30 years?
I wouldn't be surprised to find out they work for Google.
Oh, hey, speaking of cults, check the side chat.
Indeed.
Stay. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Lordy. But no, it's like California at this point in time is a hostile nation. It is. It has been. It will always will be until we put it under Reconstruction. We start flushing these people out. Honestly, though, you guys know the game Ready or Not, right?
Yes.
I've seen Bayum 14 play it a few times. Shout out to one of the smaller VTubers.
Yeah, what's the level, the mission called? House of Dolls or something like that?
No, if she was here, she'd be able to tell you.
It's one of the main prominent missions because of how dark and insidious it is. But yeah, I can only imagine that, the feds start raiding some of these compounds out in California that have been sheltered by the state government for years, and then they start finding some really dark shit like that.
Probably.
You got this one? Cool. Great timing. I love you, bud. Wait a minute. I thought that one was on. I thought this one was on. Sorry, guys. Okay, no, it wasn't. All right. I thought I was losing my shit for a second because one of the trailers was off, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought this one was on, and it turns out it wasn't. Anyways, going forward. But no, that's the thing, is how many cults exist in California that have been sheltered by the Democrats in California? And it turns out that the Democratic Party in California is just a bunch of cult members or cult leaders. It's like,
it's going to be real fun watching what happens to Scientology.
Well, Scientology they're so open. It's not it's not really a secret. It's a different beast all in its entirety. And remember, it's a pay to play kind of organization.
Yeah. They're not really interested in anything other than just getting as rich as they possibly can get from scamming their members. So it's not like most other cults. Well, I mean, maybe it's like some cults, but it's not like those weird death cults.
Yeah, it's not like fucking the Manson family and shit like that.
It's more of just a giant scam.
Well, here's my thing. In California, it doesn't seem that all these cults and stuff are around like they used to be.
Well, no, they're less. Okay, so it's not that they're not around, it's that they've moved. So a lot of the old cult compounds back in like the 70s and 80s, they emptied the compounds and then they went underground and they started operating more clandestinely. Like, for example, I need to look this case back up so I know what the name of the cult is. But there is a cult that basically ran Google's customer service department almost entirely. And the only reason why we know about it is because a dude got hired to work as a contractor for the customer service department, and then he got shafted and fired from Google, and he sued Google, and that it came out in discovery that these people were all part of this cult. And that's the only reason why we know about it.
Talk about a major whoopsies.
Well, and that's the thing is that fucking they, because of how prominent of a story it was at the time, this happened. Oh shit! It was like what 2017, 2018 when the story broke. The guy who ran the department, who was the head of the cult, he got moved into a new position, and then they moved a bunch of people around into different departments. And because these people were so prominent within the organization, they couldn't be fired. And so they just moved them around in order to meet the obligations of the lawsuit, because they lost the lawsuit. But have a good night, man. But they were not like the fun little hee cult either. Like they little boys and all that bullshit. Let's just say that. And mind you, this is what we know and can confirm about the group. Like this isn't like supposition or guessing or speculation. Like, no, this is like what we actually know about the group. And there's how many of these groups are in California?
Too many to count.
Well, I guess, fuck it, I guess we'll do a segment on how bad fucking California is. We look at the porn industry.
Oh, do tell.
So I actually have some friends that were in the industry for a while.
Now, for the record, we may have to scrub this from YouTube because they do not like it when we talk about porn pay.
Oh, no. I'm not going to get into the spicy details. I'll keep it vague. But the point is that the stories about, being forced to do things that they don't want to do, being forced to take things that they don't want to take, being pushed to agree to contracts that were very obviously not in the interest of the performer, et cetera, et cetera. And once you start getting into the specific companies, you start realizing that it's institutionalized to the point where even the state government tacitly supports it.
Yep.
There was... Oh, go ahead.
All I'm going to say is there's a reason why for a while basically everyone was calling it trafficking hub.
Yes. Well, it's also the reason why OnlyFans blew up. Mm-hmm. Because you notice how some of the most prominent names in the industry switched over to OnlyFans.
Yep.
Because it gave them a revenue source that could not be controlled by anybody else but them. And yeah, you're not wrong. There's a reason why, like, you know, across the board, there's been a massive push against the industry because of all the dirty stuff that has been happening. And to include the state government of California fighting back against the regulation, because these big companies don't want that regulation to occur. You guys know Chrissy Mayer?
Yes.
Okay, so she did an interview with this chick. Her name, the name she used to go by was Violet Summers. You know, it goes by the name Violet Brandini. She is sweet girl, lovely, love her to death. She is hilarious. She is a mad shit talker, and she's firmly on our side on this politically. You listen to her story, and her story is one of the more mild ones, and it's pretty fucking insane. And like, she was a sweatshop worker. Like, that's the level of stupid that her situation was. Mm. Now imagine that she is the exception, not the rule. That's how bad the industry is. And California defends it.
Yep.
They defend it through and through. And we've seen what this comes to. For example, you look at August Ames, commits suicide via overdose, and there's still some speculation that she might not have OD'd herself. She might have been forced to OD. And it was made to look like a suicide. Then, in the case of Dakota Myers, was found unresponsive, supposedly OD'd in her house. There's still a lot of speculation on what potentially happened there, because there were people that knew her personally that knew that she was being threatened and being coerced in the background. And those, then you have one of the Lyns, I forget her name, or Caden, was it Chrissy Lynn or Caden Lynn? One of the two sisters. She shot and blew her brains out here in fucking Cleveland. Like, she's from Ohio. She lived in Ohio, and she blew her fucking brains out in her apartment.
Did she actually, or do you think it also could have been fake
the problem
suicide?
Is we're not. Well, that's the problem. We never heard any of the key details that would confirm whether or not, because again, this was during the time period in which a lot of the dirty laundry of the industry was being aired out. And unfortunately, a lot of there's so much potential, because there are so many women that died during that time period.
I'll be right back.
There were a few men, but there were a lot of women that died during that time period. And it's like, okay, it's really weird that a shit ton of people are dying. And again, we're talking about something that the state of California has defended time and time again from regulation. Like, people keep asking the question, why can't we ban porn? And it's like, because the state of California keeps fighting it. That's why the industry is allowed to thrive, is because they have a state government fully backing it. And let's face it, we know the cartels are heavily involved. Like, if you guys, I'll use a great example, because they used an example that actually comes out of the early 2000s. Have you guys watched the TV show Sons of Anarchy?
No.
So in the TV show Sons of Anarchy, they kind of get into this topic. And there is a company that was doing a bunch of no-no shit, and it was being ran by a couple of Arabs. Oh, by the way, there was 2 companies of note that that have gone down because of, you know, Arab guys that started companies and do a bunch of no shit. So yeah. Hell, there was a big case that just got settled recently with one of those prominent companies. Again, I'm being ambiguous. Because I don't, you know, again, YouTube.
Yes.
But yeah, no. But again, you know, from the cults to the porn industry to, you know, national level politics, et cetera, like there's a lot of dirty laundry. There's a lot of fucking dirty laundry.
Yep.
And, you know, California, they're, you know, they want to oppose the feds. Okay, go ahead, do your thing. Like, I just know I'm not rooting for you.
Yes.
Shit.
But
Give me a second.
No worries.
Yeah, sorry, I just thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to call in real quick.
All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries. But yeah, if the federal government does successfully crack down on those rather awful practices of the porn industry, then where will Lindsey Graham get his supply of little boys?
He'll get him for the French.
Fair enough.
Well, that's if he survives his election.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I know for a fact, like, it's hilarious to me because people are bitching because Trump is backing Lindsey Graham. I'm like, guys, Trump owns the guy. Of course he's gonna back him. Of course. So you know what? I'm fine with Trump backing him because it's like, nah, Lindsey Graham is owned. Like, the middle envelopes, the pictures, they were all slapped down on Lindsey Graham's desk by some very, very, very well-dressed men from the Secret Service, and he was told under no uncertain terms, "You're ours now, bitch." The British don't own you anymore. But yeah, no, he'll just, you know, he'll get his secret stash of little boys from France every so often. You know, he'll find ways.
Yep.
Little gremlins like him always do.
Unfortunately.
And when he's a spent asset and he doesn't have any value left, where, you know, it's like, oh, disgraced Lindsey Graham, you know, after, you know, wait a few years after he loses an election, like, oh, disgraced former senator after discovery of illicit materials in his possession. And then he'll have an unfortunate accident with some bed sheets. You know, everything will be all right in the world.
Yep.
Hell, like, shit. You want to talk about fucking stupid shit? Give me a second. Let me get back to my office and shit. I got a fun thing to talk about.
Oh, goody.
I need to bow out. It's about time to go in and check on Mom, make sure she takes her evening medications and gets settled in for the night.
All right. Is she doing better?
You have a good night.
Oh, she's doing better. She was actually here today. She was actually getting up out of bed and eating dinner, sitting in the chair. Like, yet she was up and dressed like about 2 hours earlier than what she normally is. And I went up to Tractor Supply after, you know, made evening dinner and like that. And I was up there about an hour, came back. Not only had she finished eating, she went and took her dishes into the kitchen, washed the dishes, and then went back in there and was laid down watching TV. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's great to hear.
So I guess her back is, you know, starting to heal up there.
Right.
That's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk to you guys later.
Talk to you later.
See you, bud.
All right. So have you made it back to your office yet?
Just about.
All right.
But anyways, so the whole thing being is now I think I see clearly, given what we know about Lindsey Graham and seeing how Lindsey Graham is being handled very, very prominently. And wow, I walked over here just at the right time. It started raining again. Knew it, bitch. Fuck you. Anyways, but it's like, oh yeah. No, they like somebody ordered Epstein to be dead, and I don't care about Epstein anymore. Like, I haven't thought about Epstein, and unless I see the Democrats talking about Epstein, and it's just like, okay, I see where this is going. I see exactly what this is. You know, Epstein was a plant. That's all it was. Is that they planted that shit as hard as they fucking could to try to fuck with Trump, and Trump is handling it so fucking well that I'm like, okay, well, cool. Let's continue forward. So eventually Lindsey Graham will get the Epstein treatment, and it's like, okay, cool. Works for me.
Fair enough.
See, poor Steve Murray. Like, I feel bad for Steve, because he's sitting there and he's like, motherfucker, just arrest somebody. And it's like, bruh, like, we'll arrest people, 3 or 4 years from now. We got to use the assets while we got them.
Who is Steve Murray?
Steve Murray, former lieutenant colonel of the United States Army. He was being tapped, or was potentially being tapped alongside, I forget Dave's last name off the top of my head. But him and Dave were being tapped for positions within the Trump admin. And the problem is that because they're such firebrands, they weren't going to pass Senate muster at the time. Dave, for example, was the pick initially before they put Tulsi Gabbard in front of the Senate. And then Steve Murray, I don't remember what position he was being tapped for off the top of my head, but he was being considered for a position.
I see.
Sorry, gentlemen, I had to help Mel set up her sleep apnea test machine.
No worries.
No, you're all good. You're all good, man.
But you said Steve Murray?
Yeah,
I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him.
But and he started repositioning his perspective on things, and he is starting to realize, like, and what I think it is he's talked to Tom Luongo enough at this point in time, because Tom has become a moderating voice within the radicals of the moderate right, and he has been such a good moderating voice that he's laying out the information like, yo, just think about this for a second, and people are starting to pick up on maybe there's a bigger game at play here than just, oh, hey, we need to arrest people. It's like, do we need to arrest people right now? Is that the thing? Do we need to arrest them right now, or can we wait a couple of years? We need to arrest key people right now, not everybody. Because again, if you have control of assets, why waste the asset? Use them.
Right.
Fucking Comey and Brennan are easy. And if we manage to snag a tuna like fucking Obama, that's even better. And then eventually down the line, I don't know, pop Lindsey Graham. Fucking grab Lindsey Graham, grab a couple of the other Republican guys. Hell, fucking Mitch McConnell. I bet you and him and Lindsey have definitely shared a little boy in the past. Wouldn't be surprised. Get them. Get them here in like 2-3 years. Leave a little grunt work for JD Vance. Let's say that. Speaking of, I keep getting asked this by people, and it really fucking annoys me that people are honestly asking this question. Who is going to be the Yeah, sorry. I apologize. Poe was trying to call me, so I need to call her back. All right, now we're back. But yeah, so as I was saying, people asking the question, who's going to be the chosen man by Trump, and it's like, motherfuckers, if it's not J.D. Vance, who the fuck is it going to be? Like, I'm sorry, you have a vice president that is not simply holding his dick in the fucking Naval Observatory. He's actually going out, he's making deals, he's actually doing diplomacy, he's actually pushing policy positions, he's actually doing work. Name the last fucking vice president that didn't spend 90% of their time in the fucking Naval Observatory. Name one.
I don't think I can think of one.
That's my point. And so it's just simply put, I'm like, no, J.D. Vance is the guy. The question you should be asking is, who's going to be J.D. Vance's vice president? Now, a lot of people are tooting for fucking Marco Rubio. And I understand to a degree. Because Marco Rubio, he's proven that he's a believer in change. He has proven, I can speak, I swear. He has proven that he is a populist at his core. But the problem is that I do not think Marco Rubio makes a good president. He's a good statesman. I think as a fucking Secretary of State, he is probably one of the best Secretary of States. Like, honestly speaking, like, if we go over my entire lifetime so far, that's 30 years. He has been the best that we've had in the United States. But do I believe that he's presidential or vice presidential material? No, I don't believe he is. Because he doesn't truly speak to the American people. He speaks to the upper class that are helping push policy. See, the middle class, we don't truly push policy, we support policy. The upper class are who push policy. Now, my pick personally is Tulsi Gabbard. Because that woman, holy Jesus fucking Christ, is he... I don't think in her military career she dropped as many bombs as she has since she got into the DNI position. That woman makes Israel blush with the number of bombs that she drops. So, frankly speaking, I believe that she's the pick. Especially given the fact that she and J.D. Vance mesh really fucking well. Like, you got the good-looking dude, and you got the good-looking woman. Marco Rubio ain't that bad looking, but let's be frank, he's not as good looking as J.D. Vance.
Yeah. He's also short, which is a detriment to winning an election.
True. But the point is at the end of the day, if you're gonna have a first female president, let's fucking do it, because at this point in time, that's what we're setting up. Is we've already set it up where Trump gets in to his second term. He gives us a very powerful, very prominent, and the Democrats like to argue that, oh, who's J.D. Vance? Who's this? He's just some hick from Ohio. And then it's like, oh, every suburban white woman knows who the fuck he is. They've read his book. They've watched the movie.
Was his book about his struggle?
Yeah. Yes, actually, yes, it was. But that's the thing is, like me, I knew about Hillbilly Eulogy prior to him coming into office, or it was right before he got into office. So that was my first insight into him. Now, I thought he was a bit of a shithead because I'm like, okay, dude, can we stop engaging in Ohio politics? Because I fucking despise Ohio politics. Like the incessant name calling and shit talking and all this bullshit that Ohio politics is plagued with. I'm so fucking over it. There's a reason why fucking Vivek Ramaswamy is leading right now here in Ohio, because he refuses to engage in it. Fucking Dave Yost, the first thing he did was come out and issue a fucking statement talking shit about Vivek. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, Dave Yost drops out of the race because fucking everybody fucking disliked that. Like, this is Fallout, bitch, and you just got vilified by the nation. Congratulations.
Did you say David Yost?
Yeah, Dave Yost.
As in the Blue Ranger, Dave Yost?
What?
The what?
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that played the Blue Power Ranger, his name was David Yost.
No, I don't believe. Hold on. If it turns out that he's a former actor, that's going to make it even funnier. Hold on. I'm going to look him up.
No, if it turns out he's a former Power Ranger, it'll make it even funnier. Not just an actor. It's the Attorney General of Ohio. Nope, different person.
Funny, they got the same name.
No, it's a different guy.
Unfortunately. So who else, to your knowledge, is still in the race for governor of Ohio? Was Dave Yost the only serious?
Oh, Dave Yost.
Challenger?
Dave Yost was the only serious one, and he boofed himself before he even started. Like the Ohio GOP has already fucking endorsed Ramaswamy, and then fucking shit. Who's the little fuckhead that's? I forget who the fucking dude's name is. Hold on. Yeah, it's Acton, that's right. So you have, that's right, Tim Ryan fucking, that's right. So it's between Acton, Amy Acton and Tim Ryan. Because Sherrod Brown is trying to run to reclaim his position as Ohio senator. He's gonna get boofed because nobody fucking wants Sherrod Brown back. Like, nobody fucking wants that. We're sick and tired of dealing with his ass. And then
who is Amy Acton?
She is the former director of Ohio Department of Health. So she's, pure-blooded bureaucrat. But Tim Ryan, he's the one that I'm particularly keeping an eye out for because he's okay. So he's expected to announce by the end of this month, apparently. But he's former U.S. Rep, 2003 to 2023, and then
Didn't he run
tried to
against
get
J.D. Vance for the Senate in 2018?
Yeah. 2022.
Oh, 2022.
And then it wasn't J.D. Vance. It was Marino ousted Sherrod Brown. So yeah, it would have been against J.D. Vance. But yeah, he got boofed by Vance. So, and Acton doesn't, honestly speaking, Acton won't have much support whatsoever because, frankly speaking, nobody likes the Department of Health in this state anymore because of COVID. So I'm like, good luck, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, check this side chat real quick.
But yeah, endorsement wise for Acton, she's gotten a couple U.S. reps. Dick Celeste, who is former governor. Jim Pedro, former attorney general. And she's got 6 state senators, 11 state reps. And then, oh God, she got backed by Malik. Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
Who is Malik?
Shamas Malik. He is the current fucking, he's the current fucking governor or the current mayor of Akron. And I wish I could fucking, I wish I could fucking drop kick him off the fucking goddamn Huntington building. Like the dude is a piece of shit that exemplifies pieces of shit. Like, this is the guy who literally told Akron PD that if they fucking if they shoot anybody, period, in the story, no matter if it's justified, he's going to seek out fucking criminal charges against them. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
So I'm guessing Akron is not a safe city?
Well, when you got a fucking Packy running it.
True.
No, okay, so Akron is it can be a great city. It could be an absolute amazing city. But the Akron PD needs to be allowed to do their fucking job. Because West Side, South Side, and North Hill to an extent nowadays, like, you're not gonna, like, you're just not gonna fix the problems unless you fucking handle them. Like, at all. And then
What about the Pope?
Well, let's put it this way: the only part of Akron that I would personally live in is Merriman Road, and there's a reason for that, because Merriman Road is the area where if you fuck around too hard, you get shot by the fucking private security. Because there's a bunch of private security officers that work for the families that own houses in that area. So it's like, oh yeah, try to break in here. Guarantee you're not walking out.
So is that the rich area?
Yeah, it's on the edge of the valley. It's a beautiful area. It's probably one of the most well-kept areas in the entire fucking city.
Yeah, speaking of the police not doing their job, I wouldn't be surprised if the Portland police have their come to Jesus moment here soon.
No, they're not. Like, dude, okay, let me again, I'll explain it as I explained it earlier. These guys are not going to do anything that causes them to have any problems in their daily lives. Period, in a story. They're not going to do anything that puts a target on their back. It's just how it works. That's why it's almost required that you have cops that work inside your jurisdiction that live outside your jurisdiction. The problem is that, like, for Akron, for example, they give bonus points to academy cadets for being residents of the city. And it's like, okay, there's a reason why all the cops that I know, they don't live in the interior of the city. They live on the outskirts. They don't.
Well, I was under the impression that they may that the Portland police may face some legal problems or whatever for not doing their jobs.
Well, they will eventually, but not yet. I'd say give it a year or two. Let the shit get handled, and then eventually.
I'm curious. Are any of the large cities in Ohio good cities, or have they all been ruined by, like, decades of Democrat mayors?
So honestly speaking, you wouldn't eat, like, I wouldn't live in any of them. And it's not even the Democrat mayors, it's just the fact that there's a severe lack of pride. It's like, I love this state to death. There's a reason why I don't want to leave it. I love it to death. I think it's a great fucking place. The problem is that fucking you just have so many people that are willing to do the dirtiest fucking things possible to make a living. You know, there's a reason why we have a massive drug trafficking problem. There's a reason, like, I'll just lay it out for you guys because, you know, I have all this information anyways. You know, you have a massive drug pipeline that runs from, so basically think of it this way. So you have Toledo and Cincinnati. Those are the two entrances into the state. So the drugs run from Toledo, from Michigan into Toledo, and then they run along 90 leading towards Erie, Pennsylvania. And then from Erie, Pennsylvania, they make their way to New York. Then you have the Cincinnati route, which runs through Columbus up to Akron, and then from Akron onto Youngstown. And then eventually those drugs make their way towards Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, and beyond. We're a massive drug trafficking route. Massive. Like, there's been drug busts that are fucking horrendously large. Like, and mind you, when you're talking about mules that are moving product, they only move a certain amount of product at a time. They don't move, you know, full fucking box trucks worth of shit. Like, the movies kind of poison people's idea of what, like, a drug smuggling operation actually does. You know, it'll be a passenger car, for example, or a rental that will, you know, U-Hauls. U-Hauls are one of the most prominent ones used, because you look at a U-Haul, you don't really look at it sideways. You know, you don't look at it like it's a potential drug smuggler. But that's the thing, is that, you know, at this point in time, you have to. That's why Highway Patrol, they scrutinize U-Hauls very heavily, especially if U-Hauls are listed as out-of-state U-Hauls. So they scrutinize them very hard. It's just a case of, like, that's one of our biggest problems. Hell's Angels had a massive scuff up with the cartels a few years ago, and it led to Akron being divided between Hell's Angels and the cartels.
Damn. Also, quick question. You mentioned the main drug routes come from Cincinnati and Toledo. Is there a reason why they're both coming from the west and there are no routes coming in from the east?
Well, for obvious fucking reasons.
So they're coming from Mexico?
Well, in the case of Cincinnati, yeah, that's the drugs coming out from Mexico. In the case of Toledo, that's the drugs coming out of Canada. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's a shit ton of drugs coming across the border from Canada. A shit ton. Like, I think there's more drugs coming from Canada at this point in time than from Mexico. Like, that's how much we've clamped down on the southern border. Is there's now more drugs coming from Canada than there are. And the Dragon Cartel is evidence of that. If you're not aware of who the Dragon Cartel is, look them up on the I know RCMP, is that what it is? Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Yeah. RCMP has talked about the Dragon Cartel on their postings. So if you want to look them up, just go on the just search Dragon Cartel RCMP, and there's been several posts that they've done about them. But the Dragon Cartel, it's a collective of Mexican drug cartels and Chinese triad, because Mexicans can't buy property in Canada, but Chinese can. So what they do is the Chinese people will buy the property in Canada. The Mexicans will send the cooks up to Canada, and then they will cook drugs in Canada in residential houses, and then ship them across the border. Which, if you if you go and reference Peter Santinello, he did a good video in New York that showed one of the main crossing points for guys to get across the border in New York. It's wild to me that it's like one of the largest threats to the United States is the fucking Canadians, because the Canadians are so. It's like, you're too retarded to actually handle this problem, so we're fucking suffering because of it. Great. Awesome. We're going to conquer you. Actually, it's really funny. I make this joke towards Canadians that talk their shit. I'm like, we're going to turn fucking Ontario into an open-air fucking detention center, and we're going to put all of you fuckheads in it. Like, you're all just going to live in Ontario. And then the American Canadians, they get to continue living outside of your cozy little walled-in prison, and they get to rejoin us. But all you motherfuckers get to stay here. Oh, by the way, we're moving Vancouver over here in 3 days. Get ready to receive the entire population. Fucking twats.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just thinking about this. Now, I meant to bring it up earlier, but I never had a chance to. This whole thing with the young Republican chat being leaked, what's up with that bullshit?
I don't give a fuck. Okay, so this pissed me off 9 ways to fucking Sunday, because I actually read the text messages. The text messages weren't even fucking that bad. They were just making fucking jokes. So, like, the one, I love the one, I love Hitler. The guy is referring to somebody as Hitler. Like he's calling somebody Hitler because he doesn't want to deal with the guy. Like, he just hates the guy. That's why he's calling him Hitler. I don't know who the guy in question is. I can't remember the guy's name. But he's calling him Hitler. Like, as in a bad one. It's like, really? Really? Is that what we're going to bitch about now? Like, now it's bad to call people Hitler?
Well, I'll tell you what, one good thing it did is it showed who the weak links in the Republican Party are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, it fucking flushed out the rats so fucking hard, it's unreal. Because, like, I had this one chick fucking bitching about it, bitching up a storm about it. And I saw it, and I was like, are you really that weak-willed that you can't fucking take jokes? Like, have you even read the text messages? And she's like, I don't need to read the text messages to understand that this is bad. And I'm like, maybe if you had a fucking sense of humor, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, folks don't have humor anymore. Well, some folks don't have humor anymore.
Well, no, what it turned out is, because I looked at the chick's profile a little bit just to understand who I was talking about. She's a fucking evangelical.
Of course.
It's like, oh,
yeah,
typical.
that's figures.
Was this a notable account or just some random account?
And she had like 5,000 followers or something like that.
Oh, never mind. Cause
yeah, she wasn't like big.
Yeah.
But she sometimes comes into spaces that I go into. So that's why, like, I saw her and I was like, really? Really? Are you that weak-willed of a bitch?
Yes, she is.
And again, that's the thing. Go and read go and find the text messages. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger from hell. And the young Republicans, they fucking jumped the shark by fucking issuing the statement that they did.
Yep.
Like, they issued a statement that they should have never fucking issued. They took blame almost fucking immediately, which means now I'm like, okay, so the Young Republicans is a bullshit organization.
Yes.
Get bent.
Oh, here's also another one too that's actually worth discussing, I think. It has to do with the government shutdown. Has there been any updates on that? And also, what's this I've been hearing about military members talking about deserting if they don't get paid.
Okay, so let's talk about the military pay real quick. Okay, so the idiots in the military who are talking about deserting, okay, go ahead and desert. Please, go AWOL. Please, dear God, I want to laugh as you get hauled off the Leavenworth. I do not fucking care. First off, the military has a 90-day shortfall on wages. They have a 90-day bank account that they can pay for soldiers' wages, no problem whatsoever. So they have 90 days. The shutdown's been what? We're coming up on 3 weeks. What the Democrats are doing right now, and you notice it because 2 Democrats have already joined the Republicans on this, and one Republican is I forget who the one Republican is. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Klobuchar or something like that. Oh wait, no, she's a Democrat. Fuck. Fuck. I'll have to look back at it. I saw the names, or I saw the name earlier this fucking week, and I was just like, oh, typical. But the point is, the Democrats are just they're trying to get to the 90-day market. They're trying to put the squeeze on the military because they know the military is the only way that they are going to be able to do anything is if they disenfranchise the military. That's all it is. So they're going to try to carry the shutdown as long as they possibly fucking can. Problem, they have to get past 90 days. So they have to get at least to 120 days, let's say, before the pain's actually felt. Well, problem, by the time 90 days rolls around, they're going to be fucked. You think these people are like, all these special elections that are going on this year?
Mm-hmm.
All the seats that the Democrats have to compete for? They're going to have to fucking open up the government just to be able to get this shit done. October 4th is coming, or November 4th is coming real quick. A week and a half. Like if they don't get the government reopened and they get things situated, they're going to lose those special elections. And if they lose those special elections, that's just going to hamper the power even more. So if they have suicidal tendencies, I guess, keep doing it, whatever. But yeah, let dumbasses fucking desert. I don't give a shit. They can go stay in Leavenworth for 7 years.
Oh yeah, the governments have been shut down for 22 days.
Yeah, there you go. Three weeks.
Yeah, the White House has the Democrat shutdown counter on the main page.
Well, and that's the point, is that and here's the fucked up part, is that JD DeLay had a guy on who tried to obfuscate. And I don't know if he was doing it intentionally or not. I won't talk bad about the guy. But he was obfuscating the point about the whole thing that the Democrats want. There is money being used to support a shit ton of illegals. Because illegals can't afford the health care. So when they have problems, they go to the emergency room. The emergency rooms of the U.S. are obligated, no matter what, to dispense treatment, even if the person can't pay for it. Well, all that money has to come from somewhere, and it comes from the federal government. The federal government backstops it. Well, if you have a bunch of illegals using the fucking emergency room, that's money for illegal health care. Period, end of story. And sorry, you go, for example, Peter Santinello did a revisit to Yuma, Arizona, and while he was there, he talked to the director of a hospital and was asking questions about this, and she straight up said that it's a big drain on our fucking resources. We're stretched really thin on this problem. Like, and mind you, Peter Santinello is literally the most independent, non-aligned motherfucker that I know. The dude does not fucking delve into partisan politics whatsoever. Like, if you can't look at his video and realize that there's a fucking problem, or videos, I should say, and can't realize that there's a fucking problem, you're the fucking problem.
And from what I understand, the reason why the federal government is shut down is because the Democrats want to give money to illegal aliens, money we cannot afford.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that. The fact that the Democrats want to give money to people that should not be here. They are wanting to give free money to the hospitals to be used to pay for people that are criminals. That's the point. And that's the issue that we have. And thus it's like, no, fuck you. We're going to keep it shut down. And mind you, Fetterman already switched sides.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fetterman's already fucking backed the Republicans.
Yeah. I believe they currently have 55 out of needed 60. So it's Fetterman and at least one or two other people.
So it's like, okay, fucking keep the squeeze on them. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck that the federal government's shut down. Hell, technically speaking, the federal shutdown's affecting the speed in which my fucking background check's coming back for the new job. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Fucking keep it going. I'll figure my shit out. I don't give a damn. Hell, I just heard that up in fucking Lake County there was snow last night. I'm sitting here like, cool. Fucking bring it on. Give me an early fucking season. I wasn't expecting snow until Thanksgiving. I'll take fucking snow this early. I've already got the fucking job.
I know the last time the longest government shutdown that we had was 35 days, and it was during Trump's first term.
Yeah. Again, they're using the government shutdown to scare people. It's like that's the big thing, is that there's no actual threat of the government collapsing because of these shutdowns.
No.
Like, anybody who assumes that is an idiot. And that's why I don't fucking respect anybody who fucking fearmongers off. The doomsayers are nothing more than doomsayers. They're talking out their fucking ass, and they deserve to fucking be bopped in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's also another funny one. Have you seen the video clips of these individuals on welfare who are saying that if they don't get their food stamps, that they're just going to start stealing shit?
Or maybe they can be locked up.
Oh, okay. So those people, let them fucking out themselves. It's like first and foremost, if you're going to commit a crime because you don't get your little handout, then we're going to take your handout and we're going to put you in jail. You get three hots in a cot.
Question.
I'll happily support that.
Yeah. Question for you, Stoner. If I had to guess, because I haven't actually seen that video, would these be like the same sort of people who were on that video talking about their Obama phones?
Yeah, pretty much.
Makes sense.
And that's the thing and that's what's hilarious about it. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a flying fuck. Like, after getting the full rundown on how welfare works. First and foremost, I'm going to say this right now. If you're not making $20 plus an hour, you're doing something fucking wrong. Simply put, you're doing something fucking wrong. It is so, like I can't for the life of me understand how people are not sustaining themselves at all. It's like, are you just that stupid? Like me, I'm sitting here, I'm paying out an extra $800 a month in debt. Just servicing debt. And I'm still able to keep myself above water.
All right.
If I had that extra $800 a month free, shit, I'd be throwing $500 of that into my investment account. I'd take 50, 60, 70 bucks. That would be put aside for going out and eating with my girl every other week or so. And then the other 150 would go into the household or whatever. Like it's not that fucking hard.
No.
Just fucking actually fucking respect yourself. Like, that's the fun part about it, is that these people just don't fucking respect themselves at all.
You know, speaking of certain welfare recipients and all that stuff, did you guys see where California looks like that they're fixing to make reparations a thing in their state?
I've been talking about that for 20 fucking years. Let them fucking keep talking. I don't give a shit. If they want to waste a bunch of fucking money on that, go the fuck ahead. I don't give a shit. Their asses are going to be under reconstruction here in fucking 2 or 3 years. Oh well.
Dude, I kind of figured that. I was just pointing out their retardedness.
Yeah, well, again, let them waste the money. I don't give a shit. It's like, oh, yeah, take out more bonds, California. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys aren't underwater already and you're losing massive chunks of your economy every day.
You know, with each passing day,
Tell me how
things.
many tech companies have moved out of California already? They don't like talking about that. Silicon Valley's emptying out like a goddamn sieve. The farmers out in the valley are fucking, they're getting boofed on fucking water rights all the fucking goddamn time. Hell, a majority, like something like 70 or 80% of the garlic used in this country comes out of the fucking valley. The family that owns that company, I forget what the company's called again. They run. Look up California Garlic Fest, and it'll come up because they're the ones that run that thing. They bought the rights to the festival a few years back. Great, mind you, the guy who the CEO, the grandson that's running it, he's a great dude. He's an awesome individual. I love him to death. I think he's a great fucking human being. I would love to come out and check out his farm and shit because I just love farms. I fucking like farms and mines and shit like that. I love that shit. But he's come out and talked about the fucking bullshit before. Because he's like, no, this is stupid. Like, first and foremost, like they diverted a shit ton of their water over smelt. A fish that is as inconsequential to the local ecosystem as goddamn fleas on a fucking cow's ass. And they're like, oh, we must protect the smelt. Okay, whatever. No, you just want to strictly you want to restrict the water rights of the farmers in the valley so you have control over their businesses. That's what you want. You fucking troglodytes.
The more I think about it, the more I become convinced that hippies are actually evil people that pretend to be nice.
Oh God, they're fucking terrible. I've only met a couple. there's two types of hippies. There's the fucking tree huggers, which those motherfuckers that they can get bent. And then there's the industrial hippies. The industrial hippies, they're fucking cool. They're cool as fuck. Like some of the greatest guys I've ever fucking met. But the tree huggers, those motherfuckers, they can get gassed for all I care about. Like fucking stick them in a gas chamber.
On a scale from 1 to Johnny Silverhand, how do you feel about this stuff?
Fucking shit. Fucking. I almost said something there.
With how those tree huggers would smell, I don't think you'd even have to put any gas in the gas chamber. You just pile them up until a critical mass is achieved, and
just let the methane kill them. Just let the methane kill them.
Yes.
And Dale is living proof as to why we have a Geneva Convention.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Yep.
God, Canadians strike again. But no, and no, the Ecotopians, as that's what they're called. The Ecotopians are a bunch of fucking idealistic fucking idiots that think they know better, and then when you tell them, hey, that's a stupid fucking problem to have, they immediately start screeching like little babies because they're not getting their way. Like the whole situation with the Palisades fire. First off, did you guys notice that they arrested the guy who started the Palisades fire?
Yep.
No, who was it?
Somebody of a Beaner persuasion. Turns out that he might have been in the country illegally. Turns out he might have some cartel connections. Oh, and guess who's going through Palisades right now, trying to coerce people into selling their properties?
Newscomb.
Well, state officials, yeah.
Cartel members?
No, it's state officials. And if I remember correctly, yeah, Peter Santinello, he did a video on Palisades. I just remembered he did a video on it, and it's diabolical because you know the places like you know how you guys have seen the aerial footage of how devastated the Palisades are, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one couple, this one family that had their house. Everybody else around them is absolutely annihilated. Their house is still standing. Everything's still fine. You want to know why?
Why?
Because of the trees they had planted around their fucking property. Helped with the moisture retention. It helped keep the fires from burning through their property. Nobody else had trees like that on their property. They were one of the few families that had those trees planted on their property. I forget what type of trees they were called, but because of the moisture content of their property, it prevented the fire from just annihilating it. But the problem is that they can't return to their property because it has to be deconned before they're able to return because of all the pollutants that were deposited by the fire. But the problem is that if I remember correctly, the woman said it was going to be like $30,000 to get the work done. But they can't. They just can't return to their property, and because of how slow the insurance claims process is, and how much the state is trying to control the response and all this bullshit, like permits are getting stalled out and all this bullshit. It's just absolutely fucking stupid.
No, around the time that happened, Donald Trump flew out to California and basically told all those motherfuckers that they needed to get their shit straight and help those people out. But what he told them just went in one ear and out the other. No, with everything that's been going on, I just cannot for the life of me understand how anyone can still be voting Democrat.
Well, easy. Easy. Because you have a bunch of Europhilic motherfuckers in this country that will continue being the foundation of the Democratic base. And then you'll have the moderates that are just, again, it's called toxic egalitarianism. And they are so desperate not to be hated by anybody that they will go out of their way to commit ritual suicide.
Yes. That, and also you have just a bunch of low information voters who don't really pay attention to anything and just listen to the mainstream media.
No, those barely exist at this point in time. They're inconsequential fucking voting bloc. Like it's actually been proven at this point in time. If you take the ratings from the media companies, you actually look at their ratings and you look at the demographics, the undecided voters, which tend to or low information voters, which tend to be the middle, like the two middle groups, 29 to 35, and then 36 to was it 45 or something like that. I forget what the measure is, but it tends to be those two voting blocks, or those two voting blocks tend to not be watching MSNBC and CNN and Fox News and all of them. They don't watch them. The ratings for all of these media companies are all 50 plus.
Yeah.
So the low information, undecided voters are not watching them. What the problem is that those people, again, they are so desperate not to be hated, or they're scared of peer pressure and whatnot. Like me and Gavin were talking, and his one brother has become a bit of a shithead. And yes, it's about a girl. And it turns out that the girl that he's doinking is a just full-blown card-carrying communist. It's people like him. It's people who are so desperate for acceptance and love and affection that are the ones that are being idiots. Because one, either they can't get a bitch, or two, they're so repulsive to women that they can't find. The only thing they can find is some kind of fucking retarded fucking communist. Or three, they grew up in the family or friend group that are all half-brained fucking fucking brain dead fucking communists, and they just, that's the only world they know, so they have to exist in that world. Like, that's the majority of them. That's the undecided voter. There is no such thing as a true independent at this point in time, because the independents, and we saw the shift. Fucking Charlie Kirk got shot. Fucking every independent fucking fell right wing almost immediately. Fucking every moderate just shifted right instantly. Like, we saw the polling shift dramatically. And they fucking, like, mind you, the polling agencies fucking lost their shit when the fucking polls started coming out. And they immediately were like, nope, we can't fucking let this fucking information come out. Some of them published the polls anyways, because they had already fucking done the groundwork for it. And so they were like, fuck it, we're going to post them. But there was a definitive shift that was detected. Definitive. It was like a 3 or 4 point swing. And when it comes to moderates, that's a lot.
Well, the number of support that the Democrats have, is it still in the teens?
Oh yeah, I think the DNC as like an organization, support wise, has somewhere around like 17%, something like that.
Yeah.
Which that's their core support. That's their diehards. So it's just a simple fact that, like, again, like this next midterm, like I'm bitching and fucking I am pulling teeth with people. Like, are you voting? Are you voting? Are you voting? Are you voting? Et cetera, et cetera. Like I'm going up everybody's ass about getting out and voting on the next midterms.
Yeah.
Because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all we need is we just need people to actually get out and fucking vote. You know, unfortunately, there's a decent number of motherfuckers like Gavin's father, for example, who, you know, our republic is defunct, or the Constitution is defunct. You know, everything is lost. Blah blah blah. And it's like, fuck you, dude. We don't need you. Fucking go dig a hole somewhere. We'll happily put you in it.
Wait, is he
Yeah, I've
saying
seen a few. Yeah,
Is he saying
yeah,
it's
I've seen a
defunct
few.
because he thinks Trump is evil and destroying it, or is he saying it's defunct because he's blackpilling?
Oh, he's blackpilling so fucking hard, it's unreal.
Yeah, I've seen some motherfuckers say,
Like,
"What good is the Constitution when it's not able to protect us?" But yet these people aren't blackpilling; they're fucking fascists.
all I can say is, okay, the White House put out an AI video of Trump in a fighter jet dumping feces on Harry Sisson, and you're blackpilling?
That was fucking hilarious.
Yes. It's like, AI Trump is literally raining shit on these protesters, and you're blackpilling? Absolutely insane.
Oh, but
Yep.
but Dale, if things are actually good, why are we quote unquote suffering?
We're suffering?
Sorry, I had to
Hey, what
mute
can I-
myself for a second. Sorry. But no, the point is these motherfuckers are convinced that nothing is good. Nothing can, you know, nothing can change, even though it already has. It's like we're in this timeline. We're in the Butler timeline, and you fucking are blackpilling right now.
Yeah.
Like, really? Excuse me, but you're retarded.
Yes, they are.
So, you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. But these people, they will continue to do their stupid bullshit. There's nothing we can really do about it, except for keep proving that they're stupid. Because here's the thing, and this is a proven fact. The more we prove that they're wrong, the more they're either going to keep doubling down, and they're going to be like, no, everything's terrible, everything's suffering, and the world is trying to destroy me, or they're going to break out of the shell and they're going to be like, wait, like, we're winning? And it's like, yeah, bitch, we're winning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing, is that we just need to make sure that enough of them realize that we're winning.
Well, from what I've been able to understand, some of the assholes that I've been seeing that are pretty much not, I don't really want to call it blackpilling per se, but they're basically wannabe groypers.
Oh, those types aren't okay. So those types aren't blackpillers. No, they have a particular bent that they're seeking out, and their bent is, I want to watch the world burn. I'm desperate for chaos and carnage. I want to see the world burn, and I'll be damned if I allow anybody to stop that. That's what the groypers want. Because remember, the groypers are socialists by any other means.
They're what?
They're socialists by any other means. Because remember, what's the name of the Nazi party? nationalist,
The National Socialists. The National Socialist German Workers' Party.
and they have exemplified their socialist side so hard it's unfucking real. Look at how they collectivized. They're talking about building communes. Like, have you seen that? The Groypers are talking about building fucking communes.
Well, I've seen where in Arkansas, a bunch of white supremacists got together and made their own commune.
Oh, you're talking about the Ozarks community?
Yeah, the only people they let live there are white people.
Well, and here's the thing: is that those guys? Here's the thing: is I've kind of looked into them a little bit just to kind of get a feel for what they actually are. And no, they're straight up South Africans. Like, shit you not. They're just or they're apartheid flavored South Africans. They do not want anybody that is not them to be in their space. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. You do you. But don't expect this to be a national thing. The Groypers expect it to be a national thing. And it's like, no, fuck you.
Well, here's what I've been wondering. What are they going to do within the next couple of years when Antifa and all these other assholes start getting rolled up and it's proven that our Constitution is not as weak as they thought it was?
Well, frankly speaking, they're not going to like the outcome, because the outcome is going to be them getting rolled up as well. Because we know for a fact that these motherfuckers are planning and plotting and trying to do their thing in the background. We know that for a fact. We know that they're getting dirty in the background. And they're not ready for the response to that. They're not ready for that response whatsoever. Because when that response comes down, then it's going to be like, oh, I'm being oppressed. And it's like, yes, you are, motherfucker.
I was just thinking about this. Last night, when I was watching Nick Shirley and he was heading away from the protesters, he ran across some motherfucker. I forgot what his name is, but he looked like he was former military, in his mid to late 40s, buzz cut, kind of tall and everything, who was actively antagonizing the protesters. He was going out of his way to pick a fight with them.
Well, yeah.
And I'm wondering...
Well, yeah, because, again, the Groypers, and understand this, the Groypers, even though they're socialists, they still have they're still in opposition to the socialist movement that is currently ongoing. Doesn't mean they're allies of ours, but it doesn't mean that they're friends of the socialist movement. It's just they lend credence to the socialist movement by being assholes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering if that dude was either a Groyper or a Patriot Front member undercover.
You mean a Fed?
No, Patriot Front aren't feds. I have started to look into them. They're not feds.
Huh.
They are definitely glowy, but they're not feds.
No, they're basically a more militant version of Groypers.
Yes, I would definitely say that. But yeah,
Well,
they're not feds by any stretch of the imagination. Their funding comes, if I'm to be correct, I can't prove it yet, but eventually it might be proven. Their funding seems to come external.
Well, if it's external, then I wonder who's throwing them money.
Well, here's the thing: is that what's the British modus operandi? unabated chaos at all times. Hey, give me a minute. I need to walk inside, please.
No worries.
I'm starting to wonder. No, I do get why he said the British could be funding Patriot Front.
Yeah.
But what if it became something that they couldn't control any longer?
Well, I don't think they really control it. They kind of just fund it and let it do its own thing, because they don't need to be telling it what to do. They want it to do what they want it to do what it wants to do.
Well, remember what happened the last time when the British funded a group like Patriot Front?
That doesn't narrow it down very much. They do this often.
I was talking about the Nazi Party. If I remember correctly, the British were funding the Nazi Party to serve as a buffer between them and the Soviets, because the Soviets had gotten to the point to where they'd grown beyond the control of the British, and they needed another pawn to control them. And then eventually the Nazis got too big for them to control successfully as well.
But no, I would not worry about that. Worry about that when bread starts costing $1 trillion a loaf. Because, while the current situation is not ideal, it's nowhere near what the conditions in Weimar Germany were like.
Oh, I am very much aware of what happened back then.
Some of the social conditions maybe, but the economic conditions not by a long shot.
Exactly. Social conditions, but then again, social conditions, even though they are bad, at least we don't have brothels that are serving up underage children. Well,
I mean, we probably
legally. Let me rephrase that. At least we don't have any legal brothels serving up underage children, which was happening in Weimar Germany before the Nazis took over.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past some of those legal brothels in Nevada, especially Las Vegas, to be doing some of that. But we're not to the point where we're not to the point where it's either the kids do that or they starve to death. So that, we're nowhere near that level of depravity. Right? It's not like it's not a common thing, because it's either that or starve to death. Which, again, as I said, social conditions not ideal, but not nearly that bad at the moment, nor economic ones. And while it is fun to say things like Weimar conditions require Weimar solutions, we're not anywhere near Weimar conditions.
Oh, no, not at all.
Nor do we even need or want Weimar solutions.
Well, okay, so here's the thing, is we're already past the Weimar part of this, because we won against the British. We killed their financial stranglehold that they had over us. We already won that part. The problem that we have now is redirecting trade flows and redirecting our ability to have actual control over our resource flows. So that's what's so important about the sanctions that we just put on Russia, because even though people are assuming that it's going to have an effect against the Russians, no, it's going to have an effect against the Europeans, because now they're not going to be shipping oil to India and China. What they're going to do is that they're going to amplify the shadow fleet. Chinese tankers are going to show up to Russia. They're going to load up oil. They're going to have their tracking systems off, by the way. These motherfuckers are about to get so sneaky, it's unfucking real. Because they're going to be like, nope, We do not agree. We do not abide. You can go fuck yourselves. Have a nice day. And there's nothing they're going to be able to fucking do about it. There's nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. And their chance to create Weimar was lost when they lost the ability to influence our credit markets. LIBOR was their last gasp of possibility of creating a Weimar. And they lost that opportunity. So don't worry about Weimar. Weimar should not be your concern whatsoever.
Sorry to interrupt. Keck just said to check your messages ASAP.
Well, I just started driving again.
Oh.
Yeah, I had no idea what you were talking about. Anyways, getting back to what we were talking about, boys.
I believe you don't know what a chocolate orange is.
But the point is that, yeah, don't even think that a Weimar situation is even close to possible. Like, they would have to literally kill Trump and crash out the U.S. economy in order to create that situation. And if they tried to do that, you're not getting Weimar at that point in time. You're getting, you're getting 1776 Part 2 Electric Boogaloo fucking on steroids. Because then Europe, it gets invaded. Like, that's the thing there, is Europe gets fucking invaded by the United States. Like, J.D. Vance assumes the office of the president, and he says, hey, we're turning the UK into an aircraft carrier. And then
the UK
France
will be known as Airstrip 1.
Yeah. Yeah. The UK becomes Airstrip 1. Fucking France becomes known as the French wine country. Germany becomes the place where we get weird cars from. Spain becomes the fucking #1 fucking vacation destination for Americans. Fucking Italy becomes the fucking, actually Italy will remain untouched. Let's be frank. Italy will help us invade the rest of Europe. But that's the point, is fucking Europe gets invaded if they try to pull this shit.
Hey, Warhead, do me a favor. Check the side chat.
Yeah.
I'm driving!
Oh, sorry. Well, what Poe was talking about, I put it in the side chat for you so you have a picture reference.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But,
Thank you.
yeah, I would say one caveat, I think Spain would remain basically the same, and by that I mean a place where no one really does anything except lay around on the beach drinking wine.
Again, that's why I said it would become the #1 fucking vacation destination for Americans. Like,
Yeah.
like it would just be turned into a massive tourist destination. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, literally Europeans would become second-class citizens because they would be told, okay, you're the hired help. Like, they would not allowed to be having a military. They would not be allowed to have goddamn say in anything. They would be occupied and they'd be told, you service us now. You wanted to bitch about American Empire? Well, guess what? You just got American Empire. Get colonized, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, like, here's the fun part, is I introduced my dad to the term snow monkey. And he
Didn't you
was like,
say he's...
go ahead, sorry.
Didn't you say your dad's black-pilled?
No, he's not. He just says stupid shit sometimes, and I have to correct him. But
Oh.
I introduced him to the term snow monkey, and he was like, "What's that supposed to be?" I'm like, "Any Canadian or Northern European." and he's just sitting there like, Like, does that have a racial charge to it? And I'm like, yes, because fuck those bastards. Sorry, Dale.
Dale
Like-
and his Canadian friends are accepted company.
I think I say worse things about Canada and Canadians than you do, honestly.
Dale, you do understand what designs I have on Canada, right?
Yes.
Like, I want to turn Ontario into a concentration camp. There will be 2 parts to said concentration camp. There will be the work camps, and then there will be the breeding camps. Like I don't think you could get worse than that. To be frank,
Breeding camps? You want more of them?
no. The point is that there'll be a breeding population to make more of us, because then we'll take the children away from them, and then we'll just continuously force them. Like, we'll literally turn them into cows. They're nothing but fucking heifers. I had to think of the word. But they're nothing but heifers.
This sounds like The Handmaid's Tale.
Congratulations, you got the reference. They fantasize about The Handmaid's Tale so much, I'll fucking give it to them.
Dude, The Handmaid's Tale is fucking tame compared to what women fantasize about. All I got is just one sentence to say: Morning Glory Milking Farm.
Yes.
Dude, no, I thought you got. Trust me, I know some of the horrendous shit. Like, I've read some of the horrendous shit. Mind you, the shit I read was tame comparatively speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Don't read female literature that involves werewolves. Just don't do it.
Or minotaurs.
Well, hey, to be fair, the one that I did read, it was actually pretty well fucking done, comparatively speaking to the others. It actually had a bit of a manga vibe to it, so I think it was an Asian chick that wrote it.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Monster Musume and Uma Musume are perfectly acceptable, and I will tell you why they're perfectly acceptable. Because they still look like fucking humans.
But no, the fact of the matter is that the fucking the situation that we're looking at here in the United States is we are currently repressing the opposition, and we will continue repressing the opposition until morale improves. So if you're a fucking black pillar in this timeline, you're fucking retarded. Because we're putting the boot down on their necks so fucking hard that at this point in time, they're threatening civil war. And it's like, please, give us exactly what we fucking want.
But do you think that they're going to wise up?
The cops are there. The cops are there to protect you, not us. Please, do it. We're begging you.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you honestly think that they're going to wise up and say these motherfuckers want a civil war, and if we want to win, we need to back it off? Or are they just too committed?
Oh, dude, the Brits don't give a fuck. If Americans are killing Americans, that's a win for the Brits. Just like how in Russia and Ukraine, Slavs are killing Slavs. That's a win. But here's the key difference: is we know who the actual enemy is, and these are just useful fucking idiots. These are the useful fucking foot soldiers. We'll handle them first because we don't want them to begin with. They're just gonna be a fucking problem down the line. So we'll handle them, and then we'll go fucking take over the UK. And when all of a sudden U.S. fucking tanks are rolling through fucking Piccadilly Square and Trafalgar Square, and all of a sudden we break down the fucking gates at Buckingham and we free the royal family from their fucking bondage, all of a sudden it's going to be a really weird situation for the rest of the Europeans. when U.S. troops escort alongside the fucking Royal Guard, well, the Royal Guard that, survives, because the Royal Guard that doesn't survive are the traitors. But when U.S. fucking Special Forces and the fucking Royal Guards that are loyal to the crown escort fucking Prince William up to the throne and fucking coronate his ass, oh, brother, it's going to be a wild-ass fucking time for the French and the Germans. And guess what? We're putting the fucking Bourbons back on the fucking throne, bitches. Hey, find the Hohenzollerns. Find them all. We're reforming the fucking Kaiser.
Man, I'm kind of disappointed. Piccadilly was one of my favorite buffet restaurants to go to, and they're hardly around anymore.
That's fucking funny to me. I'm sorry. That was funny.
All right.
I know whenever you said Piccadilly, that triggered a core memory.
I had no idea this existed. I'm glad I gave you a little nostalgia this night.
Yeah. All right, people. I think that's probably where we should end the episode, being that we've been going on for 4 hours now.
Jesus fucking Christ! I thought we were getting close. I didn't realize we'd actually hit it.
Yep, 4 hours and 5 minutes and 3 seconds. So, if anyone has any closing statements to make, I'll give you the floor.
Okay, I'll just make my closing statement because fuck you. If you're a black-pilling piece of shit right now, you're fucking retarded, and I hope you fucking die. Anyways, love you guys.
All right then. I guess that's the end for tonight. We shall see you all next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.